welcome to the first game of the day. And yes, I know that we just immediately made it to 40 seconds. That's because it starts fast forwarding the moment that I start the game. Hey, I don't know why that happens, but I think it's because we're so close to real time. It tries to get you to real time because the game just started. So yeah, in any case, this is the the first set of the day of the round of. Well, is it around 32 or around 16? I don't know. There's 32 players, but 16 games. I don't know what the round of refers to. The amount of players, or the amount of games. I always thought it was the amount of games. So let's just say round of 16 then. Of the King of the Desert 4. In the blue here we have the Fat Dragon, or Vivi, of course. But I guess he's using his Fat Dragon account, playing as the Magyars. And in the red, we have Kasva playing as the Saracens. Awesome stuff. And how you doing, little bro? How you doing, man? Good to see you. This must be a nice time for you, huh? Is this only 1v1s? Yes, it is. This is a 1v1 style tournament. And it's only going to be in Arabia as well. But it is professional players. So that's the extra spice there. I mean, this is the absolute creme de la creme of the map. Now, I am going to really quickly change something here. I'm going to add aka Vivi there on the map. Okay, there you go. Oh, you can't see that. Well, okay, whatever. Yes, this is a nice time. 4:30 here. That's what I thought. Hey, I mean, if you really want to improve your gameplay, it's what I always say. Like, watching the pros is a great way to do it as well. If you combine it with watching some mid-elo stuff, stuff that you could actually possibly do yourself as well, because what these people can do, that takes years of practice. It really does, as you will probably notice as soon as the game gets going. That's what you also do with Rocket League. What is that? I don't know what that is. I only know Age of Empires. Nah, just kidding. I know what that is, of course. Do learn a lot from the pros as well. Taking down the board with the Rhino. Yep, Kasva looking good here. So, wow, okay, we should probably start talking about the maps here, because this is a rough Arabia generation for them. This is like new Arabia levels of bad map generation, and I think Kasva noticed that as well. So he has technically a back fall here, back gold here. That is a fail. I was reading the chat as well. Downfalls that when you try to play as pros, you're not so pro, so you fail. Well, yeah, that's what I always say too. You gotta set realistic expectation for yourself. But hey, sometimes marveling at what these pros can do, that's fun too. We have a back gold-ish for Kasva, but it's on a hill. He's going to wall in front of that. It's not going to be the safest gold, but it's better than the gold that is in the front. But look at these freaking wood lines, man. And I think that's the same for Fat Dragon. Now, for Kasva, his wood lines are to the back. So he has some safe-ish wood lines if he walls right here. And he has this wood line safe, this wood line safe as well. That's better than it is for Fat Dragon, because if you look at his map, we'll just look at Red's map a little bit more. Let's go to blue. Well, look at that. All his wood lines are forward, except this one. But that's barely a wood line, and it's quite far away. So this is a tricky map, man. This is almost the map where you maybe be tempted to go for the absolute crazy walls here. I mean, that's if you intend to go for a more passive approach, where you wall more and boom more and go for less aggression. But the thing is, you're Magyars, right? You're Magyars. That's not really your style. Like, sitting behind walls and waiting for the enemy to come to you? What? Please. We're Magyars. We don't do that. We go for the full frontal attack, duh. As Kasva is already scouting out Vivi's base. Vivi, though, is, well, he's a fat dragon, which means he has to eat a lot of hunt, otherwise he can't be fat. That's where his strength comes from, after all. Although, actually, I think he's, like, pretty buff nowadays. You know? I don't know. He's not so much a fat dragon anymore. He's just a dragon now, I think. Is this live or replay? This is live. This is happening right now. I might be a few seconds behind, but it's definitely live right now. As ooh boy, Fat Dragon gets housed. Well, okay, he will get housed if he actually gets the next villager. He's going up to feudalates right now, normal 20 pop scouts. Same thing for Kasva, as Saracens can also go scouts, of course. And I think he's just going to mirror what the Magyar player is going to do. Plus walls. And he is walling this way, that's good. And that's cool, isn't it? Now, Vivi should build a house. There you go. Is going to build a house, get some hits in on this scout as well. And Kasva is lame, and he's laming. And Vivi will know what that's like, because Vivi is a huge lamer boy as well. So, you know, he should realize that that was inevitable when Kasva came right by the sheep, the goat. So the thing with this is, if these goats do not belong to you, the scout can kill them. You know, so Kasva was just waiting for that and doubled right back, and then boom. But Vivi is going to be in feudal age faster than Kasva here, so he can now get some extra hits in on the scout. And this is really good, by the way, especially for the Magyar player, because this scout has +1 attack now. It's because he gets the attack upgrades for free, as you can see. Gets those for free. And gets the scout as well, without taking too much hits on his own scout. Now, Kasva is going to get this wall up. If Vivi knew this, he could probably stop this wall up from happening. But for now, looks like the wall up for Kasva is going to be really safe, the way he has walled it. It's going to go for scouts nevertheless. But remember that the scouts for Kasva are going to be worse than those for Vivi, because Vivi will have that upgrade, which Kasva does not have. Now Vivi also walling up on the right side, walling to his DC to keep himself safe. We'll probably try to wall the left side. There you go. Left wall to his DC as well. It's an awkward base, but his main gold is to the back, so at least there's that. You know, that's better than nothing. Yeah, in any case, Kasva losing his scout that's pretty nice for Vivi, because for one, he could still scout out the map if he wanted to, and Kasva, well, I mean, he'd have to use another unit to do so. Also, now you're one scout behind, so your scout rush is gonna be delayed a little bit as a result of that. So let's see what he's gonna do in the meantime. And how you doing, Nico, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. As Fat Dragon trying to take some hits on this scout. He knows that he can potentially win this 1v1 fight because of that extra attack. Magyar scouts are really dangerous, which is why Kasva walled like he did. Like, you know, you can say Waller boy, but it's also a sign of respect, right? Because he knows exactly, if he lets Vivi in with Magyar scouts, he knows it's going to be a massacre. So, if anything, walling so aggressively like that just goes to show that you have some healthy, rational fear for what your opponent can do. You know, if anything, not walling in this case would be kind of, it would be hubris. That's what that's called. As we have Vivi also trying to keep himself safe here, trying to wall off the map a little bit faster, because he doesn't know where Kasva's scouts are. Now he sees them though. But Kasva making a bunch of spears as well, which is awkward for Vivi to fight against. I.e., already losing one scout there. You know, he has the attack upgrade, which is an important upgrade to fight spearmen, because with spearmen it's actually not about armor, it's about HP, and it's about killing them fast with attack. It's taking the fight now. Also sending in his villagers to fight, but the villagers are not in front, so another scout does go down. So yeah, not a lot of scouts left for the Fat Dragon, and Kasva's like, "Ooh, this is working. Let's bring forward some more spearmen." I think maybe Vivi should add his own spearmen to kind of balance this out again. You know, it's not like he can't afford it. I mean, it will be tricky. Okay, it's tricky because he doesn't quite have the food to do both at the same time. There we go. Now he's gonna add a spearman as soon as he can do it, and I think that's a smart move, because when you have your own spearman, you can easily just send your spearman in to attack your opponent's spearman, neutralizes them, and then you can use your scouts to go do the thing that you really want to do with scouts, which is, well, rowdy. Well, Fat Dragon sending his scouts forward, now trying to find a way in. But Kasva is fully walled, also on gold already, so that tells me that he wants to get up. Well, he's already trying to gather some gold. Not seeing a range follow-up or anything. I do see a market. So what Kasva is doing here, right? Normally you would not send this many villagers to gold with any other civ, but Saracen, because your market is so, you know, the market abuse is such a good way to get resources. Like buying food at the start of the game with Saracens is actually very doable, because it's cheaper for you with the market. So it makes a lot of sense to just send some villagers to gold, buy your resource, and then get up to castle age that way. Only with Saracens, by the way. With any other civ, it's not cost effective very soon. Like, you'll be spending way too much gold for too few food, right? And with Saracens as well, there's a limit to it. And there you go. Look, see, he's just gonna use all the gold, use all the wood that he has, buy himself up to the next stage. And this is the kind of market shenanigans that can allow you to get really crazy castle times, which would otherwise not be possible, right? Look at compare the food counts. So Vivi, he might know that as well. So he's getting upgrades on his scouts because he really wants to get in Kasva's base. The thing is, as long as you don't add archers, I don't think these scouts are going to be able to break through. Palisade walls. Well, maybe, you know, maybe attacking... I wonder if at what point attacking a house becomes better than attacking a palisade wall. As Kasva gets a scout as well. Because houses have lower melee armor now, as you can see. -1, right? -1. Zero lightest armor. Ooh, and this is the fat dragon in his element coming forward, and we know what that's gonna be. That is a tower. These villagers can also fight against the spearmen, which is a good thing too. We have Kasva now diving into TC, loses his scout, but does deny the gold for now. Vivi also on stone, which Kasva will see right now, so he will immediately know, oh crap, it's a tower. There's a tower somewhere, and now he sees the tower coming forward, and he's gonna try to rush that down. Oh, but this is risky. This is risky. You're gonna go outside of your base now to rush down the tower, and Vivi is like, ha, you're gonna rush this down, huh? You're gonna rush this down. Okay, well, this is a big fight right now. Kasva is committing to rushing this down. Getting the HP. Oh, it's gonna go down. Tower is not gonna go up. But lots of villagers are outside the walls now. And those are Magyar scouts. Those are still very dangerous. They have bloodlines. They have some... Oh, they don't have armor, actually. But again, bloodlines. Bloodlines. Now the gate's open. Vivi gets another tower as well. And a lot of villagers going down for Kasva there. I'm not sure if that was worth it. That might have been an overreaction from the Turkish player here. Because the tower is still going to go up, and now you're 10 villagers behind. What? 10 villagers. Oh my god. I mean, that's -3 for going up the castles, or minus... Is it 3 or 5? Minus a bunch of villagers for going up the castles. It's not like it's that much of a difference. But 7 eco kills there for Kasva as he makes it to castles now. Aye. That doesn't mean that knights can come out now, but now you have a tower on your face, denying some of your farm space, right? So not a lot of farms to make knights with. Also can't wall behind this now. These scouts will run in, and yeah, like I said, look, Saracen player using that market to get some food here. So if Vivi's just gonna go for some more towers here, can't quite run in here. Too many spearmen there. The thing is, though, now your opponent is in castles, you're not, right? You're not in castles, you're stuck in feudal age for now. And Kasva's going to commit to this with some spearmen as well, which are going to be difficult to fight for the fat dragon. You know, he wants to try to get these spearmen under the tower, so the tower starts shooting him as well. Nice quick walls there for the fat dragon, walling in his village. He needs one more quick wall. One more quick wall. Does he? Or is that... Oh, wait, there's a stone wall there, isn't there? Well, there's got to be something there, otherwise these knights would totally kill it right now. As for now, yeah, the fat dragon, because there's so many spearmen, he can't engage this. This tower will go up, maybe, if this palisade wall doesn't go down first. No, it doesn't quite go down yet. More knights coming out for Kasva. Again, this is only possible because he has Saracens, right? He has so much on gold, he can actually afford to buy all his resources. Otherwise, that wouldn't work. Because you just wouldn't have the economy to go for and villagers and knights at the same time. As the villager does go down, the tower will not go up for now. But knights are still dying to this tower. Only have 1 melee armor as well. As Fat Dragon is running around in Kasva's economy. And look at the amount of market abuse here. That wood economy is very important for Kasva. This is going to set back his economy big time, right? This is going to set back his economy big time. You know, like, as I think maybe, is the tower going to go up? Is it 89%? No, it's going to go down. That means that the Fat Dragon is also probably going to lose some villagers of his own. Still running around in Kasva's base. How you doing, Javier, man? I'm sorry, I probably didn't notice your message. This is a very messy game already to start of the day. And this is exactly the kind of stuff that you expect from the Fat Dragon, by the way. To go YOLO with towers like that. That's just Fat Dragon things, I guess. He is going to take some losses now. That is a bunch of villagers that will finally go down. These 4 or 5 villagers. You know, there's nothing to do about it. And now you're still stuck in feudal age while your opponent's in castle age. And, yeah. I mean, Fat Dragon has 23 farms, so he has the food count, or potential food count to go up, man. But yeah, look at that as well. Selling wood, you get 84 gold out of it at this point because he's been selling a lot of wood. Yeah, and those knights are gonna go straight into your economy. Spearmen are, yes, a soft counter, but not. I mean, knights will be able to beat spearmen consistently, but I guess if there's this many spearmen, right? Like with spearmen, the problem is always that they die so fast. So if you can keep them alive as long as you can, right, by having more spearmen than knights, you can actually do a lot of damage as well. As yeah, Vivi gets pushed off of his gold for now, and he's making a lot of fuel leech units, and that's the thing, right? Like the problem that you always that's always the dilemma. I mean, that's always apparent when you are stuck in feudalates, when your opponent is in castlates. It's very simple. You're up against castlates military or feudalates military. What do? Do you go to try to get up to castlates as fast as you can, or do you keep producing? I think the accepted strategy here is to keep producing military as long as you can. Try to get an advantage that way. But the thing is, that is the thing with early castlates. I think Kasva now, after surviving all of this, has kind of made it through that. And at this point, you know, you're just going to be stuck in feudalates forever if you don't try to get up to the next stage, right? I mean, like, Fat Dragon has so much stone, so much gold. I mean, he could totally buy himself up right now. Just sell your stone, buy yourself up. Like, I know you want a castle, but you're not going to get the castlates if you don't sell something right now. I think it's important that he does, because you can't stay in feudalates too long. Like, at some point, like, he's doing a good job defending for now, right? With as many spearmen as he could possibly make. But there is a limit to that. There's a limit to that. And that limit is very simple. Once archers come out. You know, if Kasva shows up with a bunch of crossbows, like, what does Fat Dragon do? What does he do? Go skirmishes against that? No way. That doesn't work. Okay, now we have a market as the knights still try to run around, being chased by 15 spearmen. That's hilarious. 14 actually, but my god. Finish the market! Dude! Like Kasva's been ruining the market prices right now, you know? Like, this is totally possible. This is totally possible. But, you have 700 gold! Buy! You have 700 stone! Buy food! Bad Dragon! There we go. Okay, he's gonna finally drop the market now. Oh god, go up to castlates. Like, this is really important, because at this point, Kasva is getting a lead now. The longer he is in castlates, the better it gets. A lot of idle time for the Fat Dragon as he's just trying to defend his town with spearmen as good as he can. But yeah, Kasva's just going to run his knights all the way around. And every time he finds an exposed villager, there we go. The market abuse is in, and now the Fat Dragon should try to click up to the next stage here. Is another stable. Another stable? Oh. He's not going to do it. He doesn't want to sell his stone. He doesn't want to sell all that stone. He doesn't. He wants to get up the castlates without selling that stone because he wants to get a castle up, doesn't he? Oh, God. I don't think that's going to work out, though. Where's he doing now? Like, if his gold has been gone? What? He's building a tower now in the farmland? I hope he knows what he's doing, because you know, Kasva added a second town center, is going for cavalry archers now. Oh boy, that will be a disaster if you try to counter that with spearmen. Kasva now taking a fight in the back. Spearmen finally get cleared up, and now the Vivi's still producing scouts. You're producing scouts to go after cavalry archers. What is this? What is this game? Why are we staying in feudalates? Like, that's like that's the horror situation that no one wants to be in. Like, it's like oh my god, how is he ever going to survive this kind of a situation? Except now we have an extended version of that. Towers everywhere, but those towers aren't going to save you necessarily. They're not guard towers after all. And way more scouts out. But okay. Well, I mean, this is giving Kasva all the time in the world that he needs to get to a nice ball of cavalry archers. I mean, with Saracens, you do get all your upgrades, so why not, right? Why not? Yeah, this is. I can't imagine that if MBL is watching this, he's screaming at the screen right now, like, "Go up the castleades! Go up the castleades! What you doing? So annoying!" I still have to work on my MBL impression, as yeah, I mean, see, normally I'd say, oh my god, Kasva's gonna lose so many villagers, but yeah, cavalry archers can easily kill scouts. That's kind of why you want to get it to Castlade, so you can make a counter unit. As Kasva sending some villagers out as well. Look at that. Look at that. Magyar scouts just aren't scary anymore at this point. And that was a lot of food investment, by the way. That was food that could have been used to go up to the next stage, man. As he's still defending with some spearmen. At this point, you know, there's still a hole, right? So units can still run through easily. Towers everywhere. I think he's actually going to be able to click up here. But that's the thing, right? Yes, now he goes up the castleades. At minute 33, right? At least he has all the feudal upgrades. This is true. I guess that's all the low elo legends in chat are nodding right now like, yes, that's exactly how you're supposed to do it. You get all your upgrades and then you go up to the next stage. That's how you're supposed to do it, right? It's like you unlock the next age by getting all the upgrades. Which is exactly how I used to think as well. So I'm totally talking about myself with that, but Now, he does have towers all along his base. First thing that he should do when he gets to Castle Age, drop a university and get guard tower upgrade immediately. Like, if you invest this much in towers, you should get guard tower. Like, honestly, right? Honestly, like, but damn. We have a stone wall now, huh? Scout's still trying to run around and get some kills. And the thing is, at this point, the villager differential has been made up for Kasva. It's 67 villagers for him now, only 55 for Fat Dragon, because Kasva has been booming on 2 TCs. He's been in Castle Age for like a good 10 minutes here. Gonna add a 3rd TC now on a stone as well, so you can be able to sell stone or buy a castle, something like that. Honestly, I wonder if we're gonna get to see meme looks here. I would love that. Imagine that if Fat Dragon wants to go for a night rush because, well, well, he does see a stable right in between these farms. That kind of looks nice. That's gonna look really pretty. It's gonna look really pretty. As Kasva's like, just passing. Oh, but you're not gonna pass this wall of spearmen. You're not gonna pass this wall of spearmen, Kasva. Ooh, that wasn't a very good fight. That wasn't a very good fight at all. Look at that. Look at the amount of bodies there, and that was the extra time that he had, right? The extra time that he had was used to mass cavalry archers, and now he has 7 on the field. What a mistake! Ay. Oh my god. But seriously, the extra 10 minutes he had was to mass these units. And now he lost all of them. To spearmen. Wow. Yeah, defending choke points, no joke, man. No joke. I mean, there's still some cavalry archers and knights in the back of your base. It's still not ideal here, and Vivi's probably gonna lose some villagers on the wood now if he doesn't react to this. He does react to it, but you know, I'm still waiting for the guard tower upgrade. I'm telling you, he should get that upgrade for sure. That's a lot of light cap, and remember, with Magyars, they are cheaper. They are cheaper after all. Like, they don't cost as much food as they would usually do. Okay, now spread some pikemen this way, and then the rest this way. Just trap this army. Trap the army. Oh, not again, not again. Ooh, so close. But yeah, the cavalry archer is actually going down to the tower. Now it's just knights. And suddenly we have ourselves an even game. What is this? What is this? I mean, Kasva has the vill lead, right? Has the villager lead. This is true. But 32 military on the field for the Fat Dragon. Only 14 for Kasva. Because he lost so many cavalry archers. That was the time. That was the time to produce cavalry archers. And then he just lost all of them. Okay, now the Fat Dragon losing a bunch of light cap, but that's cheap. I wonder if we're gonna see Mamelukes now. He's still making cavalry archers, but now that he lost all of them, why not make Mamelukes? Never get to see them. They have been nerfed a little bit, but honestly, against cavalry, Mamelukes rule. They rule. Make Mamelukes. Do it. Come on. You already lost all your cavalry archers anyways. Make them Mamelukes. Do it. Come on, Kasva. You can do it. You can do it. Make him. Damn it. Would have been so cool. Would have been so cool. Now, let's see what the Fat Dragon is going to do. He doesn't quite have the resources to spend, well, to produce a whole lot of light cap and knights, right? But he does have a great farm count, so technically, if he wanted to, he could go, right, and get a second town center. It's just not the Fat Dragon style. What the Fat Dragon does is go for a forward castle. Aye. Oh god! And Kasva's gonna see these villagers in a second here. He sees the villagers now. Oh boy. He knows what that means. He's like, oh boy, what is that? That is gonna be a castle. No way, buddy. No way. And that's the classic mistake number 1 is sending your villagers first and then your military. It should be the other way around, of course. As said, Lightcap easily killed a monk. Have great bonus damage versus that monk, as Kasva abandons that the TC because he knows that castle is probably going to go up. He sees the amount of military that's coming forward. He knows that he can't really deny that right now, and that castle is on a great hill right on the starting TC. Oh wait, okay, now a little bit back because I was a bit too close to this TC, as now Kasva, he was thinking about maybe placing some buildings there so that the Fat Dragon couldn't place that castle, because he wasn't sure exactly where that castle was going to go. As Kasva's going to go for a counter castle with... no, that's never going to get up. That's never going to get up. No way. I mean, this is what the melee units are for. You know, you can dive a TC like that, no problem. And the castle goes up right on Kasva's face. I can't believe that after all of this, with one player being 30 villagers ahead of the other, and we're still in a competitive game here. We're still in a competitive game. As the Fat Dragon immediately taking down this palisade. Well, do you see that? That was aimed. That was aimed. So he could run right in. And now Kasva is going to make camels. Camels which have more HP. This is true, as you can see. 130 HP instead of 120. But you're still getting raided at your starting base, dropping some panic DCs and the rest of on your wood lines to be able to just salvage your villages there. Has the military to defend right now. You know, he's not like he's gonna die just in this instant, but it's just, it has not been pretty, and it's because it's a messy game. It's because the Fat Dragon has made this game super, super messy. You know, by staying in feudal forever and then going for that insane aggression. Did he actually build that? He knows that's not a tower, right? That's just a stone wall. Well, it's the Fat Dragon's gonna add his second and third TC now. One over here in front of the wood line right next to this gold. He probably wanted to drop it right there, but I don't think it quite fits there. So that makes sense. Well, now the thing is, Fat Dragon not out of the woods just yet, right? I mean, he is 30 villages behind. If anything, like, Kasva probably thinking about going imp here. Look at the gold count that he has. He's probably just making some units to defend himself. But he wants to go to Imperial Age. That's probably what he wants to do. Also going to try to raid now. And that town center is going to get denied. That town center is a doubt town center. A doubt center right there. Yep, that's not going to go up for now. That's a good catch there for Kasva, some counter damage. That's exactly the kind of stuff that you want to be doing. You want to stop Vivi from trying to catch up in a boom. As Vivi now sends in the cavalry, and I love how much cavalry we've been making. And honestly, this is something you could have expected from the Magyar player, which is why Meme looks. Go Meme looks. Man. That's just, I really wanted to see Mamelukes. I've not seen Mamelukes in competitive play in forever. And this was actually like a moment in which you could maybe justify getting it. As Kasva's going to sit right in a choke point. That's the best place to fight these knights as well. Yeah, camels will be able to kill the light cap quite easily, as you can see. You know, the camels that have, you know, a very much, well, a lot of bonus damage here versus cavalry. 9, actually. But the sheer mass of Fat Dragon's army is perhaps enough here to take the fight. As the last few camels go down, now the light caps surround the cavalry archers. And again, Kasva, though he has clicked up the Imperial Age, has no army. Has no army, once again. So it's like he will be an imp, except then the only thing that he can really do is trap back this castle. Like that's it. That's it. But the castle has already done its damage, right? This gold has been denied. Town center is down. This game is crazy. It's crazy. Well, let's see. Kasva thinking about adding some more cavalry, so you think he wants to stay with camels for now, maybe. Imagine if he goes for Memelux, huh? Now, the thing is, though, that if the Fat Dragon would manage to get up the Imperial Age, to Castle Age, I mean, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get up the Imperial Age. Look how expensive food is right now. Because Kasva's been buying it. 227 gold. That is almost not worth it anymore. Fat Dragon also buying some stone because he wants a castle up somewhere. He probably knows that his opponent is an Imperial Age. But there's not much he can do about it. He just... Yeah, you're still up against camels with light cap. Pikemen are not going to save you here either. Not fighting under a castle at least. Yeah, now there's too many camels here. What do we do here as Kasva? As freaking Fat Dragon is going to drop another castle right on this town center, on this stone. Kasva trying to deny that with a tower of his own. But that's not going to go up. Not with these light cap here. So these villagers will probably have to run away now. Have to run away now. That can't be denied anymore. Castle goes up. That can just be trapped down, I guess. But wait a minute. What? No. What? Did he go imp in one of these TCs and did that get denied? Or did he go imp in that TC? What is this? He had already clicked up the imp. Where did he get that upgrade? Why is it denied? What happened there? Do you see that? He was already an imp. He was supposed to be an imp. Why is he only now getting the upgrade again? Did one of his DCs go down? Wow. Well, that's kind of annoying if you're trying to go to imp to, you know, get ahead of your opponent, except that you get delayed to imp by 2.5 minutes. Jesus Christ, this game is absolute insanity. Please tell me you got the guard tower upgrade. Wait, do Magyars get guard tower? I'm not actually sure now. I could go into the main game and hover over the technology tree. As I think the Fat Dragon is thinking about another castle. But the thing is, this time around, he doesn't quite have the military to deal with these camels. Hey, and that's the thing with Magyars. They don't get camels. They don't get, the thing that they like to make here is cavalry. It's cavalry archer. Therefore, they are countered easily by camels. Especially if they just go knights. Well, cavalry archers, of course, is the more difficult to counter. But it was Kasva who had the bigger mass. So, the Fat Dragon wants to drop another castle, but your opponent's going to be an imp in a second there. I wonder if he's still going to commit to this castle if he sees that Kasva is an imp. It's 20 seconds though, I think, at this point if you delete it. It's a bunch of villagers in the almost going to die here. The kill counts are quite similar. It's 105 versus 94. As Kasva takes a fight with his camels there. There's a bunch of pikemen in here as well. Kasva now making it to Imperial Age. I'm not sure if Vivi's going to continue to fight here. I mean, he is winning this fight. He's actually winning this fight right now for now. But then the cavalry archers are killing the pikemen. The castle goes up, but the rams make it to the base of the castle. Trebuchets will come out as well. This castle will go down very quickly. And at that point, what does the Fat Dragon do? He is not going to make it to imp in time. And Kasva is just going to have Imperial Age military to start killing the Fat Dragon. Despite the insane aggression, right, that he's been able to levy against Kasva. I mean, the comeback has been real. The comeback has been real. I think he's getting murder holes right now. Murder holes. Yeah, he kind of needs murder holes, honestly. As he hits his own castle with the Venganel. That's hilarious. Yeah, he needs murder holes. He needs to shoot down the rams and the units. But yeah, this castle, of course, is going to go down. There's no way to stop it. I think I would target the cavalry archers first. I would target the cavalry archers first if I had murder holes, because those are the most dangerous. Oh well, I guess if Kasva puts them not close enough to the castle, I guess you can easily kill them anyways. As Fat Dragon is still streaming in military, trying to keep this castle up, but again, you can't stop this trebuchet. That's impossible. There's no way to stop this trap. Right, it has extra attack versus buildings. 450 in total. It's crazy. Capped ram coming out. Lots of villagers here as well that could die now. And I think at this point, this is the moment where we'll see the Fat Dragon probably will have to retreat here and something. He's gonna drop a tower now. This guy doesn't give up, does he? This guy does not give up. As Kasva has decided that I guess we're just gonna go full pikeman here. There's no reason not to make trash. I'm telling you, Mimelux counters pikemen, counters cavalry. It would have been the perfect choice here, but I guess because we've been calling it Mimelux, as Kasva gets a conversion on the knight here. I guess because we've been calling it Mimelux, people consider it more a meme than an actual unit, even though they're like OP as hell. Oh, did you know that Magyars they only get 1 extra attack versus rams? Huh. Oh, Fat Dragon. He loves his towers, man. He loves his towers. But I bet he was probably the most sad about towers being nerfed. I can only imagine that. But yeah, the pikeman spam is real. Look at the queue. 27 pikemen in the queue. Like, he is getting pikemen right now. Kasva also starting to take down his castle on the left side. You know, this position for Vivi will probably crumble quite fast because there's no way to defend it. Yeah, what do you do in this position? Because the thing is, it's the same dilemma as when a Fat Dragon was in Feudal Age, right? Do you produce or do you try to get yourself up to Imperial Age as fast as possible? And in fact, the very thing is that it's gonna take so long to get up to the next age. But Imperial Age units are a lot stronger, right? Especially Siege is a lot stronger in Imperial Age than Castle Age Siege. A bigger difference than between Castle Age and Feudal Age in that regard. As he gets the guard tower upgrade now, I mean, he finally gets that upgrade. That's That's important as well, because you know, with that many guard towers around your base and that many investment in guard towers, you should probably get that. As Light Cav are now raiding the stone, lots of villages that are exposed here that could get raided. The vill counts were similar, but that is going to change quite quickly now as the eco KD is switching in the favor for Kasva. 37 to 30 now. KD will maybe start switching in the favor for Kasva as well as this battle continues. Because now that he has 124 villagers, now that his base is finally secured, his castles are up. He's making archers now. So, man, this guy has been making everything. Like, this just goes to show how versatile Saracens are as a civ. Like, this is like the 6th type of unit that he's made. He started with what? What was it? First scouts. Then we had knights, we had cavalry archers, we had pikemen, we had now we have crossbows, we have camels. Just everything, man. But yeah, the Fat Dragon now going to lose a whole lot of villagers. These villagers running to a TC that is about to go down as well. That is not safety for them. Try to repair that, but that is not worth it. No, no. Yeah, it's just a matter of time now. It's a matter of time. We have some siege workshop trying. Well, they were trying. I guess Kasva was trying to build those on the right, but I guess those got denied. Must have been one of those villagers that was building outposts. And still some knights running in here, but yeah, lots of pikemen to chase that. Another TC here to keep the villagers safe on the wood line. More military coming forward. Lots of villagers to be able to be killed here on the gold. Although there is some pikemen there. Looks also like, yeah, I guess Fat Dragon is aware of the fact that this military is here. He knows that there's a lot of pikemen here as well, which makes it difficult. Makes it difficult to engage here. Although, ooh, that's a good early engagement for them. Lots of light cap taking some damage there. Town center does go up, can actually house a lot of these villagers as well. Not all of them, only 15 in total. As Kasva is just going to send the light cavalry right through in Vivi's base. It's just like in Castle Age half an hour ago. How that went. And now Vivi once again stuck chasing and chasing. But look, this is something that I don't think the Fat Dragon can deal with. Once fully upgraded Arbalests come out, they will have Bracer now, they will have Chemistry in a second. I don't think that it's possible to deal with this. I don't think so. As I think the Fat Dragon also has 2 blacksmiths. He must have 2 blacksmiths because he was getting 2 upgrades at the same time. Not a lot of people do that. Most people just stick with 1 blacksmith actually. Or that might just be me. But yeah, that freshly built castle will go down now. Cavalry archers are... They're not great against Arbalest anyways. And they're definitely not great against Arbalest if they're not in Imperial Age themselves with Bracer. Yeah, this is... And that's been a good effort from the Fat Dragon. I mean, both players made big mistakes. Here and there, like, I mean, like, mistakes that are, is like, oh my god, how did, like, especially here with where Kasva lost the cavalry archer, but in the end, he defended and stabilized really well, and Fat Dragon calls the GG, and this first game comes to an end, and what did we just witness? This game was crazy. This game was absolute madness, man. GG. G to the G. Wow. Okay, that was a good game to start of the day for everyone who says, oh, Arabia games are boring. They don't have to be boring. They can be very exciting. Oh my god. Like, this game ended all tower rushing. Someone stuck in feudal age. Someone stuck in castle age. The same player. A comeback. You know, a player in castle age who couldn't actually do anything with their early castle age. A player in imp who couldn't do anything with their early imp. Like, it's just been insanity. This is great. This is a good game. But yeah. I mean, Kasva got up the castle age using that Saracen bonus, right? That technically gave him a lead. Then he made a mistake by overcommitting to the tower. And I call it a mistake because he ended up losing 7 villagers and another tower still went up. So in the end, you know, You're also going outside of your walls when there's 10 Magyar scouts around. That's risky. That's very risky. You gotta have some guts if you want to do that. Then another mistake on Kasva's part was running into those spearmen. Like, I know spearmen don't sound scary and cavalry archers easily kill them, but if you run headlong into them, any total war player can tell you that if you run headlong into spears with cavalry, that's not going to go well for you. It really isn't. So those were the 2 main mistakes at the start that Kasva made that allowed Vivi, right? Allowed Vivi to go for a comeback. And Vivi put on insane pressure, you know, but I mean, he made some whoopsies himself as well, like committing to keeping your stone for towers instead of just selling that stone and getting up it in time. You know, he wasn't getting feudal aids for a good 10 minutes, and it did give Kasva a lot of time to go for cavalry archers. You know, that could have potentially been very dangerous. Also, that castle late up here when if Kasva was up the imp, you know, maybe you could have seen the score switch here and there. That wasn't the greatest either. Maybe he should have tried to get up the imp himself, because again, remember that Kasva didn't really have any military whatsoever when he clicked up to Imperials. He started spamming then as, is that a Mameluke? Yes! Yes! Let's go! That's why you won the game. Right there. We got Memelukes on the field. I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter anymore because it's just for the memes, but damn it. I'm telling you, he could have gone for Mamelukes and it would have made sense here. You know, with what Vivi was making, mostly light cav and knights, and then the odd pikeman here and there. Trust me, Mameluke, they do great against all of that. Look at that, 9 attack against cavalry, ranged melee attack. By the way, one of the few units that have ranged melee attack. So pierce armor doesn't help you there. I'm telling you, they're insane. Wait, you can check the idle time for barracks. Wow. The last all time. Wow, I didn't know you could check the idle time for barracks as well. That's cool. I like it. All right, let's have a quick look at the statistics here. I'm just going to keep an eye out whether they're starting with the second game. Doesn't look like it, so we have some time maybe. Let's have a look at this, because we do want to see the statistics for that one. Look at this crazy timeline as well. Look at this. And then a comeback from Kasva, and then a comeback from Vivi, and then a comeback from Kasva. Oh my god. KD in the end ends up in the favor for the Fat Dragon because he made so much freaking military, but not as much as Kasva. Kasva actually made way more military, but he lost a lot of it as well. A lot of it, actually. Yeah, 280 kills, 333 losses. Looking at the economy. Yeah, his economy was much better. And this is the thing that eventually won him the game. Because for the longest time, he had a vill lead. Look at the villager difference here. That was 60 vills to 90 vills. I mean, that is a significant villager lead, right? So that is also why, you know, the Fat Dragon, once he finally made it to Castles, he was so far behind in the economy. He had two options. Either I go for a lot of military and try to kill this economy for Kasva, or I try to boom and catch up, right? And he chose for the aggression, but as a result, it took a while to get his vill count up, but by that time, Kasva made it to Imperial Age, especially helped by the fact he's Saracens. And let's just appreciate this Castle's time. 36 minutes, Jesus Christ. Hey, he still made it, and he didn't immediately die when he got to Castle's. Like, I think most of us thought that, oh god, he looks pretty dead. But, hey, Fat Dragon makes it work. Lots of villages created for both players as well, but of course, Fat Dragon losing 50 villages as well. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of vills lost. Looking at the APM, all over the place, but both players seem to be around the same level when it comes to APMs. That doesn't really tell you much when it comes to pro players. They're all basically fast. You know, that's why they're pro players. They're very fast. But I mean, I guess you could still draw a difference between a player like Leary, who just has a consistent APM above 100, which is just craziness. Like, I have no idea what the hell you would be doing with all those clicks. Effective clicks, by the way. It's not just meme clicks. Anyway, GG was a good game to start off the day, I would say. Let me update the scoreboard, because this is a score for Kasva. And remember, Kasva is technically the underdog in this matchup. He is the lower seeded player, but honestly, I think that Vivi and Fat Dragon are quite close in skill level. Maybe the Fat Dragon, of course, is more of a legend of the game, has been around. I mean, I can't say if he's been around for longer because I don't have that kind of a knowledge. But I do know, you know, he's been in tournaments more so than Kasva. So, you know, Vivi is the better player. But I think Kasva, on a good day, and it seems to be a good day for him, I think he can definitely take a few games of the Fat Dragon, maybe even beat him. It wouldn't be the first upset of this tournament. So, now, while we wait for the next game to start, let's update this. There we go. Losing Magyars for Vivi. That's he's probably not gonna like that, because I think he likes that civ a lot. So that's why you picked it first, right? Even though, I mean, picked it first for the first game, not picked it first as in the draft, because as you can see, it was the fourth pick. That might have been a debate as well, right? Because you don't necessarily always want to pick your favorite civ first, because then you're just telegraphing to your opponent, like, this is the civilization that I really like. I'm probably going to use the civilization immediately. Counter me, counter me. You know, like, if you pick an innocuous pick like Burgundians, they might not know what you're actually going to go for. Especially when sniping is a thing. I mean, there's no snipes in this at least in this draft. I'm not sure if maybe later when we go to best of 5s, best of 7, no, actually best of 7s, best of 9 for the final. Jesus Christ, we might get a snipe here and there. Snipe, of course, means, for those who don't know that, first, this is a global ban. So basically, when you ban one civ, it means that it's banned for both players, right? Then you get a pick. It's a global pick. So if you pick Franks, your opponent cannot pick Franks. And then at the end of that picking draft, you have a snipe period. So what you can do is then look at the draft from your opponent and basically say, you can't play that civ. And you snipe it, and then they can't play it. Right? Say, for example, Kasva is like, yeah, I don't want you to play Magyars. He can snipe Magyars, and then Vivi doesn't have access to the Magyar civ anymore. He has to go for something else. That's what sniping is. It's kind of a ban after the fact. There we go. Just gonna wait for the next game to start. I'm not sure when that is. I'm not seeing anything in the Discord, so I don't know. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I think communicating with the Fat Dragon seems a bit difficult because he doesn't have Discord. I think, at least that's what they said. So it's gonna be more troublous to communicate with the guy as well. You know, you also don't know his personal situation either. Anyway, we'll just be waiting for that. In the meantime, we could just maybe speculate a little bit about what we expect players to go for. Because, I mean, Magyars is quite a meta pick, right? Like, Magyars are a great civ on an aggressive map. And this was an aggressive map, by the way. Like, how the wood lines were generated. Jesus Christ, that was so aggressive. Very open. And I think that Kasva made the right choice there to wall early. Remember when he started walling in his base with quite early on, committing to that? And that's a big commitment nowadays because it's more wood now. If let's say if you place 100 palisade tiles now that used to cost 200 wood, it's 300 wood now. And in the early game, a difference of 100 wood makes a huge difference. And I must say, like, before I really started to understand those early game bonuses and how important resources are in the early game, I always thought that most of those bonuses sounded like it was nothing, right? But it really is a huge deal. In any case, we have a second game, it seems, so let's go. We can go get into the second game here. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see if I can find it in the lobby browser, and then we can get started. Because sometimes Carsini gives us the ID, except that the game hasn't started yet and I can't find it. Or at least it hasn't, it's just not in the lobby browser yet. But, you know, also just thanks to Carsini for, like, handling this tournament so well. Like, it makes sense that they keep bringing him back as a tournament administrator, because the guy just knows what he's doing. And it makes casting this so nice as well. Like, it's just it's so smooth and easy. As I still can't find the game. Oh, there it is. There it is. Obviously on Arabia. So let's go. Spectate. Perfect. Alrighty, let's see if it loads. And I also need to update the score in favor for Kasva. Let's see. Spec delay 0. Nope, there we are. Perfect. Alrighty. There we go. Alrighty, welcome to the second game between Kasva and Fat Dragon. It is best of 5, by the way. First game has gone to Kasva. Maybe, you know, being the lower seeded player would be the unexpected victor. But the level has looked very close, honestly, in the first game. The first game was absolute bonkers. So let's see what happens in this second game between the two players. In the blue, we have the Fat Dragon, obviously. He will remain in the blue for the rest of the set as well, to keep it consistent. Yeah, he was blue last game. Yeah, he was. Playing as the Ethiopians. Ooh, interesting. A less mobile civ than Saracens, I'd say, but still a very potent archer civ, indeed. On the other side for Kasva, we have Byzantines. Ooh. I was wondering when we were going to see Byzantines, actually. I wondered if Kasva was going to keep it around for a Goth counter, or if he thinks that that's never going to happen. Although you never know, if this set goes to 5 games, you never know what's going to happen. The Fat Dragon has Goths available. He could technically pick that, and now we don't have Byzantines anymore to counter it. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, Byzantines are a great counter versus Goths. Cheap trash. Capifract. It's all you need. All you need. It's just perfect. I mean, if the Goth player will have to switch into his own archer units of sorts to counter you, then you know it's difficult. In any case, there's no Goths on the field, so we can just talk about what's actually on the map, of course. So, I think maybe we should first talk about what the maps look like, because last time we had quite an aggressive map, but this time around it looks a bit less aggressive this generation. There is 3 wood lines here for the Fat Dragon, but this wood line is quite big to the point that you can consider this a double wood line, but it's kind of smooched together. They are smooching wood lines. You know, that happens as well. Yeah, they're spread out quite evenly. Spread out quite evenly as, oh boy. Is he thinking about laming? Oh, he's gonna lame. He's gonna lame. But the Fat Dragon noticed that. Did he? Oh, he should have noticed that. Oh, he can see this. He can see this. Tell me that you see this. Oh, but the scout is all out of position and the Fat Dragon is getting lamed once more. Now, I can't imagine he's just gonna let that happen. I can't imagine that he's not gonna try to counter lame here. Or is he just gonna push in the ostrich? What's he gonna do? What are we gonna... He's just gonna push in food. Okay, well, a successful lane for Kasva then. Yeah, that's I was just gonna say that Rhino is quite far forward and just it's risky to leave it there. You can see that Kasva brought in his quite early on, as Kasva is also dropping a barracks now before the mail. So that's not only a lane but also a pre-mail drush, and that actually is a great, you know, it works together in a perfect way, because it's gonna be difficult for the Fat Dragon now to balance his economy. You know, he has to push in all this extra hunt for the extra food, right? And you know. But that's when that pre-mill drush might hit you. Just as you thought you were, you know, just as you were trying your best to balance your economy to still go up the fuel age in a good amount of, in a good time, right? That's when that drush hits you, and that could be pretty dangerous. As yeah, you can see 2 militia coming out already. It's usually 2 militia. I don't think I don't think you can afford that 3rd one. You'd have to mine 10 gold and still investing in the food too. Although Kasva's thinking about it, see, that village is going to mine 10 gold here. And after she mines 10 gold, he can add a 3rd militia. Now, the thing is, normally with a pre-mill drush, you probably don't have the food for it. But look what Kasva has. He has 3 rhinos. 3 freaking rhinos. So much food to be taken here. And he brought in his other rhino just to make sure that the Fat Dragon couldn't steal it. You know, can't steal a rhino if you don't have a rhino after all. Also, you know, that 10 gold right now is just for loom, right? You get that so you get the loom upgrade as you go up. Now, as a result, Kasva is going to go up a bit later, but so is the Fat Dragon, right? The Fat Dragon is likely to go up later as well. Probably has to add some farms as well. Has to add some stuff. As can this get even worse? Can this get even worse? As now Kasva is stopping Vivi from pushing in this deer, and there's the militia. That's 150 food down the drain. All of this works together so nicely, like the lame, then the pre-mail drush, then the fact you lose more food. It just gets worse and worse for the Fat Dragon, and the Fat Dragon will have to fight with villagers now. As he tries to keep out this militia, and he actually succeeds at that as well. Look at that. That's actually pretty good. Actually pretty good. Did you see that? The villager went outside, walled behind, and now the wall does go up, and the militia are outside of your walls. So that's a good job by the Fat Dragon. At least keep this drush out, because he has to do something. He almost has the food to click up to the next stage here, but it's gonna be close, and he's not gonna be able to do a lot of things in the meantime. Now, luckily, once you go up to the next stage, Ethiopians get 100 food and 100 gold. So you get, unlike most civs, you get a little bit of food to maybe keep your TC running for a while you add some farms, while you add an archery range for some gold, for some archers. So Fat Dragon probably saved a lot by the fact that he's Ethiopians right now, because he is going to be able to click up in a second here. Yep, there he goes. Clicks up, but still a minute behind Kasva. Still a minute behind Kasva. And that's just going to be, that should just be archers then, right? He's not on gold. Yeah, it has clicked up, so... I mean, I can't... I mean, why... If we're gonna go scouts, why are we rushing? I must say the drush, they didn't really do that much. Oh yeah, this is the thing as well. Look at that. In Dark Age, your buildings have -2 melee armor. So these militia actually do enough damage to kill this house. If these were men-at-arms, they would easily destroy this house, by the way. They're not gonna be men-at-arms because Kasva is not on gold, and I'm not sure what we're gonna get now. Archery range. Okay, so we get it. Okay, we do get the archery range follow-up. 3 villagers going to gold. That's good enough for the early economy. Usually you set these villagers out while you go up the feudal age, but it you know, a bit late with that, so you can actually make archers, right? Like, it takes a while before you get 45 gold. It's quite expensive after all. That's usually why people do it. In any case, Fat Dragon will make it to feudal age as well. This time, not too far behind here, but it's gonna take a while before he can master his archers, and he took some eco damage, man. He took some eco damage. Some idle TC time as well for Kasva as well, which is why he is a villager behind now. So that's pretty good for as he kills the scout for Vivi that was stuck in his base. Yeah, that scout wasn't going to be very useful anyways. I mean, Vivi probably would have wanted to scout around the map a bit more, because now, you know, he doesn't really see much of the map. He's going to drop a tower on his gold as well. Probably expect archers to come out, and the fact that he's going to be behind with archers as well. Because, well, he's only up now and your opponent is up before you. So it's going to be archers for now for both players. And, oh boy, what's that? What's that going to be? Is that going to be a tower? Man, it just doesn't ever end. All the like the lamey and YOLO strategies of the map, man. It's just craziness. Like, he's fat dragoning the fat dragon right now. Yeah, see what he wanted to do. He wanted to tower the gold, but then Vivi built that tower already. But as a result, Kasva is gonna drop a tower on the other side. The problem for Vivi is he can't stop. How? What? How? Did he just cheat? What? How does he have the resources to go to Castle Age? To Castle Age? Is this the exact opposite of the last game? How did he do that? What? Where in God's name do you get the food for that if you don't have your second rhino? What craziness is this? Well, okay, well, fast Castle Age for the Fat Dragon then. Okay. Perfect. I mean, you know, like, this is probably gonna surprise Kasva. I mean, this is exactly the same thing that Kasva did to him in the first game, except now it's the Fat Dragon who's gonna be in Castle Age in 50 seconds. We'll have crossbows, and crossbows, of course, are way, way, way stronger than anything that Kasva can make right now. As the Fat Dragon is trying to wall behind this, but the militia will break through this palisade wall at some point. They do have... actually, they don't have any bonuses whatsoever. They're militia. They're terrible. Terrible. As the Fat Dragon tries to wall behind this, but that's not going to work for now. Needs to keep this pressure out for just another second there. Just another second. It's now Castle Age. And Casper's probably like, wait, what? How? How? Yeah, we're asking the same question, dude. We're asking the same question here. I have no idea. That is insane. That is such great macro control of over your resources. That's it. Just insanity. Now, Kasva walling in his tower. This is like, I mean, this is like beginner's towers, right? Like walling your towers. Even if you think they're safe now. Like, you just want to have them be annoying as long as you possibly can. Like, the Fat Dragon now is forced to be on gold. Something that Kasva doesn't see. Whoa, look at the odds of that. Oh, wait. Oh, did you see that? He saw a villager just come out there, and now he sees it. Now he sees it. So now he knows where Fat Dragon's taking gold. His army can go to the left side. But the problem is that, well, there's going to be crossbows out with Botkin arrow. The next few moments are going to be dangerous for Kasva, as Fat Dragon made a hole in his own wall to get out of there faster, but now as a result, let in this army. I guess that's just pro player things, man. They don't like to walk around like this. They like to save time. But now you're gonna, you know, you might have saved time, but how are you gonna save your base? Anyways, these crossbows are making their way forward. Kasva already has some skirmishes to defend there. So yeah, Vivi will have to go for a counterattack. In the meantime, defense with crossbows at his own base, but there's still a lot of units for Kasva, and you know they might be feudal age units, but they're still. Hey, they can still do some damage against the crossbows here. Not as much, but some. Now let's see what Kasva is gonna do here, because he's not making a food intensive unit beyond skirmisher, so he should be able to get up to he should be able to get up to Castle Age sooner rather than later, as the woodline gets denied for now, as Vivi's just being annoying with his crossbows. At the same time, the archers for Kasva go down in Vivi's base. So yeah, the defense has been solid from Vivi, really good. You'll probably want to try to take that tower out at some point, because, well, you want to go back to this gold. But for now, it is going to be the Fat Dragon going forward, and this is the exact reverse of what happened last game, and Kasva doesn't have an army on the field right now. No army, as these villagers on the stone will probably have to run away, and that is also going to be the will difference right there. Not a fast enough reaction time this time, and 4 villagers down. Kasva at 37 and Fat Dragon at 37, but remember, Fat Dragon is in Castle Age, which means that as soon as Kasva clicks up, he's going to immediately fall behind by 4 villagers or so. Dropping a tower now on his farmland to try to deny that, but that means his gold is still a little bit. Well, it's not safe yet, as this palisade wall is unfinished. I hope that's not a hole for him. Oh god, don't tell me that's a hole. Don't tell me that's not finished and that's a hole. That looks like a hole. Oh god, the crossbows are gonna run right in, aren't they? Oh well, lucky. Tower is gonna push Vivi away for now. That's pretty good. As Kasva does click up, as you can see, he's going to fall behind in villagers as a result. Still has that forward, still knows exactly where Fat Dragon is taking gold. And now Fat Dragon knows that Kasva knows, right? So he's going to drop a tower there just to keep himself secure. That's pretty smart. Vivi, of course, assumes that the wall is complete, so he's not going to try. He's not going to try to get in. As we have a market wall now for Kasva, trying to stop these crossbows from getting in. But yeah, market walls only work in feudal age. They don't work in castle age anymore, because crossbows have the range in order to range the villagers there necessary to kill them. The tower, where are these archers going? There's 2 archers there. I was waiting for those archers. I'm pretty sure that Kasva, as soon as he hits castle, it's going to send them right here to the gold. But Vivi already has a tower there, so he will be safe in that regard. Something that I think Kasva knows, because he saw it with his scout. Still some idle time. I must say for now, Kasva hasn't taken too much damage at his own base. You know, like the early archers from Vivi haven't done too much. But remember, it's been a while, right, since Vivi has been in Castle Age. He's at 44 villagers now. It's 37 for Kasva. And also his army count, right? It's 14 skirmishers for Kasva. It's 22 crossbows for Vivi. So I can't imagine that Kasva's going to get crossbow first. He's probably going to get the elite skirmisher upgrade first before getting anything else. And there you go. There it is. There it is. But oh boy, if Fat Dragon finds this army, he catches his off guard before that upgrade comes in, he could actually kill a lot of them too. You see, Kasva doesn't want to take this fight right now. He wants to run away. And luckily for him, the Fat Dragon doesn't quite have ballistics yet. Although, does he have a university? No, so he's not thinking about getting that. And I'm seeing a stable coming up now. Ethiopians, of course, don't have great archers, but I mean cavalry. But just because your cavalry isn't great doesn't mean you can't kill skirmishers with it. Like, skirmishers still die to, let's just say, even melee cavalry, no bloodlines, and lacking the 2nd armor upgrade on cavalry, they can still kill skirmishers to a certain degree. As this giant ball of crossbows now making its way forward, and those are Ethiopian crossbows too, by the way. They fire faster. They're scary. They're scary. And Kasva is looking for this. He does have bodkin arrows, so he does have the nice range. So he knows he's chasing this army. He knows he is well, getting close to it as well. Which, well, the Fat Dragon now knows he has been spotted. That's a lot of skirmishers coming in from either side here. As a lion almost getting in on that. But a knight now coming out, and the Fat Dragon kind of surrounded by skirmishers now. Well, let's see what your micro is like, boys, because it's going to be important here. Neither side has ballistics. As Kasva, it's getting a lot of crossbow kills, and the Fat Dragon losing a bunch of crossbows now. This is not a place he wants to be with his crossbows at all. 6 of them have gone down. 7 have gone down. It's like he already has ballistics, except he doesn't. I guess it's just the inaccuracy from the javelins actually helping you a lot here. Oh my god. Ballistics now coming in for Kasva. He probably wanted to have more kills on that front. And that's going to make his skirmishers a lot more dangerous. And a lot of crossbows did go down for the Fat Dragon there. Not something he wanted to see. I must say, the early... You know, as he expects those skirmishers to hit his wood line on the right. Which is actually not going to happen because Kasva is bringing them home. As we now have a siege workshop going up in the front, but that freaking starting scout's still out there. But now there's knights as well. Now there's knights. They will have some armor, so that siege workshop should go up. And with a siege workshop up, you can make some scorpions, you can make some mangonels as well. Kasva desperately wants to kill this villager. Villager is on 4 HP. It could easily die to this as well. So the siege workshop is denied for now at 85%. Villager goes down as well because of the ballistics. And that's not enough knights just yet, right? Not enough just yet to kill this many skirmishers. That's what you would need siege for. But yeah. Siege workshop now going up at home as well. As yeah, a knight with only one extra pierce armor doesn't do well against this many skirmishers with Bodkin arrow. As well, this siege workshop does go up. There's still a tower there, so it's not like these skirmishers can easily walk under here without taking some damage. Although, you know, with having 5 pierce armor does, or 6 pierce armor, I mean, pretty good. Some knights running in the back of Kasva's base, you know, raiding around, but they don't have that much armor. They don't have bloodlines as well, so they die quite quickly here. We have ourselves an even game. As... Oh, what's going on? What's going on? Hang on a second. Is that a pause? Let me go into the real game. Okay, it's a pause. It's a pause. Looks, Kasva's saying that it's laggy. And Fat Dragon says no. So he's the... My game is freezing so much at Kasva, so they might... Let's try a bit. So I guess they're gonna go continue now. I guess there's a short pause. They're gonna... Okay, they're gonna continue. They're gonna continue. So it looks like Kasva is saying that he has some lag, right? We will have some lag as well, just as we catch up, you know... That always happens if you pause the game, you know, there will be a bit of lag in the meantime. That just happens. That's oh boy. Oh, don't put your skirmishes in that little choke point and then have a mangonel follow you, because I mean Kasva should... Oh yeah, there you go. Did you see that? Did you see that? That skip there, that was because of the pause. Now one thing that kind of concerns me is, you see that Kasva just got horse collar. See that? Vivi didn't get that. Look at all these farms. Look at all these Dark Age farms right now. It's not like he can't afford it. He can totally afford it right now. And those farms are going to start running out at some point. As you can see, there's only 175 food on those. So they will run out. And at that point, it's going to be expensive to reseed them all. So, yeah, okay. Now he's going to get horse collar, just as I say that. Perfect. 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 That's great. So at least when they get reseeded, they will be good farms. Great stuff. As well, Vivi going to go forward with some knights now. Kasva's army is chasing mirages in the sand over there. Ironically, Vivi is sending his army that way as well. So these skirmishers are likely to meet the crossbows. Wow, what are the odds of that? If he had just gone straight through the middle, Vivi would have gotten to Kasva's base, no problem. But now Kasva is going to catch this army off guard. Yeah, Kasva saw that. He saw that, and the Fat Dragon's like, where do I go? Where do I go? But he doubles back. But Kasva has has ballistics this time, and so many crossbows going down to the javelins from the skirmishers. Aye. Yeah, I'm not sure if Fat Dragon's gonna continue with crossbows for a while. He's probably more interested in booming right now. Is at 70 villagers, Kasva only at 50 because he was behind the gaslights, was behind to that second town center. So it still looks better for the Fat Dragon economy-wise, but economies alone don't win games. You also have to finish it off with military, and that's the thing, right? Who do we favor when it comes to military? Do we favor Byzantines or do we favor Ethiopians? Honestly, I think you could make a case for both. One thing that we always need to keep in mind with Byzantines is the fast imp potential, right? When those resources keep spiking here, Kasva could potentially click up. The Imperial Age upgrade specifically is cheaper for Byzantines. He's not making that much military right now. He might actually just go fast imp here. Well, it wouldn't be fast imp anymore at this point, but up the imp quickly with low economy. It's do you see that stone count for the fat dragon? Do you see that stone count? I know what that means. That means a castle, but he also wants a siege workshop to be complete as well. Trying to micro shoot down the skirmishers with his mangonel, repairing with the villagers in the meantime. Some skirmishers going down. The knights coming in on the other side. +2 armor is not in yet. Oh, huge shot on these skirmishers as well. The knights mowing their way through wave after wave of skirmisher. And now that they have the second armor upgrade, they will do much better in that regard as well. And that castle will go up. There's no way to deny it anymore for Kasva. The only luck that he has is that it only denies his gold. It doesn't deny the front of his base, because Vivi didn't quite want to commit to that. A lot of military for Kasva going down, and if he was thinking about going fast imp here, that's going to be tricky now. That's going to be very tricky now, because if he does it now, he will not have a lot of military to defend himself. I'm not sure if that's worth it. Oh, giant shot there as well, with the delete from Vivi. Gets a lot of skirmishers and crossbows there from Kasva. I don't know, man. I don't know if you want to go fast imp here still. Like, did you see the resources spike? That's probably what he's thinking about. But maybe now he's gonna try to boom a little bit. It's still 83 to 60 villages. He's still 20 vills behind. If anything, it's probably. As he does click imp, okay, so the decision has been made. You know, he was probably thinking, what do I do? I lost my military just now. Am I going to risk it? He is going to risk it. Again, Kasva will be up to imp much faster, but the big difference here is that the fat dragon has a great economy and can just follow him straight up to imp as well if he just stops producing some knights, which he has. 666 gold, nice. That's a devilish amount of gold right there. And this is the fat dragon's game to lose. This is the fat dragon's game to lose this. He's gonna click up the imp. He's on. Yeah, there you go. He just did. He's only a minute behind. And oh crap! And Kasva's going up to imp in this DC. Oh, don't tell me that's gonna get denied. I don't think it can. That's only one mangonel, but fat dragon is more interested in hunting farming vills. That's hilarious. Yeah, okay. So Kasva will make it to imp. There's no way that that DC gets shot down by mangonels right now. That's not gonna happen. But it's just the question, like, what is Imperial Age gonna give you here? That's the question, right? What is it gonna give you here? As Fat Dragon gets himself another castle, and this one is way closer to Kasva's town. The nice, way more farm space. The tower kind of ranges the villagers building it, but not entirely. This is looking good for the Fat Dragon. I think this is going to tie up the series here. This is going to tie up the series. I can't imagine. Something weird will have to happen here for Kasva to still win this game. Although mangonels moving their way to the villagers there, they could still kill a bunch of villagers that are building the castle. 2 vills going down. Another mangonel coming from the other side, but can't get close in time. Mangonels from the left, from Vivi to deny that. Double shot hits. Kasva dodging the shot as well, but it's gonna get hit by the second mangonel. So it's a 2 for 1, but the castle will go up as a result. The knights will retreat. Kasva makes it to imp, but now you got another castle in your face. And yeah, has the stone for his own castle, but look where that has to go now. It has to go right over there, and Fat Dragon is going to be an imp as well. We'll be able to make 2 trebuchets against 1. He's going to get his own skirmishes out as well. I guess we're going to do a trash war against Byzantines, huh? I'm just telling you, that might not be that might not something you want to be doing, but honestly, with the economy that Vivi has, 93 versus 69, nice. Villagers, Ethiopian cavalry, I think this looking pretty good for him as he sends in the knights to try to deny this castle. Villagers have to run. Nice quick wall there, but they can't quick wall out the mangonel shot. Crossbow's trying to come in from behind to deny this, and it's a doubt castle for now. It's a doubt castle for now. If he kills the mangonel though, so that castle will still go up, I say. So it's not a doubt castle forever. For now. Onager coming out as well. Onager upgrade coming in as well for the Fat Dragon. I wonder if he's going to try to afford torsion engines. But yeah, castle has been delayed. That's very important, because now the first trap is already out for the Fat Dragon. He's going to start trapping down Kasva's base. He is nicely walled on the right side. But yeah, Kasva realizes that the situation is awful. It's just awful. It might be a Byzantine castle, but it doesn't stay up forever. And Kasva taps out, and it is 1-1. The Fat Dragon right back into this set. after that insane second game, this was a more standard first game, but still, there was a lot of YOLO stuff going on. But the Fat Dragon, I don't know how he did it. But after getting lamed and losing one of his ostrich and getting pre-milled rushed and getting attacked by archers, freaking managed to go fast castle. I don't know how he did it. That is just insane to me. I kind of want to see how he did it. Let's just go back in time for a sec there. Go back in time for a second there. I want to see what was he actually doing at the once he got up to castle. Hang on, let's just check, because I don't know. I didn't expect it, so I wasn't paying attention to it at all. Let's look at the food count. He's going up. Gonna get lamed in a second here, right? And he stops the militia from getting in. Very good stuff here. Oh, but look at the food count as well. Yeah, but no, he hasn't clicked up yet. See? Gonna click up right now. Okay, so we have 26 villages. That is fast castle territory. We have 4 farms, right? 4 farms. We have 5 villages on the berries. Let's see. Yeah, the food count is climbing and climbing and climbing. More farms, yeah. I mean, I guess with 6 farms, that on berries, and then just going up as fast as he could. Let's see if he's still making villages as well, right? As we get a second building now. Yeah, this is just really well done. I should have paid attention to the resources spike like that. Honestly, I didn't think he was going to go fast castle, because in the situation he was in, that was would have been very risky. But the risk paid off. It really paid off, man. It really did. Let's just go back to the end of the... Let's go back to the end of the set there. There we go. Anyways. Let's have a look at statistics. That was a great second game, and great performance just to go fast castle and commit to that. I'm not sure if that was the plan. Maybe he decided to go for that after he got lamed, which I think most people don't decide to go fast castle after they get laid. But I mean, lame, but fast. Did I say laid? Oops. That is not what I said. That is totally not what I said. You misheard that. Your brains have been ruined by the internet, just like mine. Any case, fast castle crossbows is of course very dangerous. As you can see, the amount of advantage that he got with it was some, right? Some. I think actually the thing that came out of the fast castle was just the eco lead that he got out of it. The fact that he got to the second and the third town center faster than Kasva. I think that was more worth it than the crossbows, because the crossbows didn't actually do too much in this matchup. You notice that, like, Kasva's defense was solid. He lost a few villagers here and there, but he limited the amount of damage to his own base with a well placed tower here and there, with a market wall. Things like that. And oh boy, the third game is on, so we don't have a lot of time to go through these statistics. Yeah, but like I said, better economy here for the Fat Dragon. So fast imp only works if you can get up significantly before. Like, say if you got up to imp here, right, when he still at military and Fat Dragon was still ways away from imp. That could have worked. Because then you have military and you have the Imperial Aid's advantage. But if your opponent has as much military as you and more economy than you, they will just follow you to imp. And then, you know, what do you do then? Not much. Not much. In any case, let's go to the third game, because it is starting right now. So I don't want to fall behind, of course. Because this tournament goes at a breakneck pace. We have no time to lose. Here we go. Let's see if I can find it. Game, there we go, perfect. Ooh, they switched servers. Yeah, so Kasva said he had lag, so I guess they switched to a different server. So that because Kasva's in Turkey, Fat Dragon in China, so it's always difficult to find a server between 2 players, right, that are far apart. Like, who do you favor there? Who's gonna have the better internet? So in any case, there we go. Welcome to the third game between the Fat Dragon, aka Vivi, and Kasva. The Fat Dragon goes for Govs! He actually does it! He goes for freaking Govs! No way! Wow! Alright, I bet every caster right now is probably having the same reaction that I have at the moment. Like, what is he doing? What is this? And Kasva takes Franks. A very strong Arabia Civ. I mean, no... Wait, who's fighting? Who's fighting? Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, he picks Govs, right? Oh my god. Franks is a great civ for Arabia, but it's I don't know. Is it gonna struggle against Govs here? I don't know. Oh, as the Fat Dragon is letting Kasva know what's coming. See this? See this? Kasva can see this. Like, remember what he did earlier there? He was attacked by a wolf and he palisaded over it so that the wolf disappeared, so that Kasva couldn't see it in the fog of war. Right? But this Kasva can see. So the reason why the Fat Dragon is coming forward right now with the village is because gods can research Loom instantly at the start of the game. Like, it just goes poof, like that, right? It's really quick. As, he's gonna run into another lion. Yeah, I guess Fat Dragon's just gonna go home with that villager now. Just laming some deer, and that's about it. I mean, that's some extra food lost from Kasva. I mean, Kasva has been pushing in his deer here and there, so I guess, but normally what you do with this is lame. And look at that, Kasva, he recognized the threat of that Goss pose, because that one loomed villager can beat unloomed villagers, can beat the scout, can go and lame. So what he did, he brought in his elephants immediately, right? But the thing with that is also that, you know, you're gonna lose some food to decay. Right, you're gonna lose some food to decaying, And actually, Fat Dragon now coming forward with his villager again. But this villager only has 20 HP, so it could die to the scout. So if a Fat Dragon has to keep his scout around as well. If they're together, they can fight. But if they're separated, then Kasva can totally snipe this villager. As now, yeah, Kasva bringing his own villager over as well, which is stronger than Vivi's villager. So, oh, let's see how this fight is gonna go then. Vil v Vil, and you know that Kasva wants to get that weak villager as well. Vivi's gonna try to save her, but staying around here. As the Fat Dragon sends forward more villagers. Quick wall it in, quick wall. The quick wall fails, and the Vil goes down. Nice snipe there for Kasva. He will be happy with that. What he won't be happy with is 3 villagers that are making his way to his base. Of course, he doesn't have... Does he have Loom? Oh, he got Loom as well. Good. He got Loom as well, but looks like a villager for Kasva about to go down. Well, one villager could go down as well. Look what Fat Dragon is doing here. He's luring this villager further away. He could maybe kill it then with his own scout, although the scout is on low HP. So is Kasva's scout, so he can't really block anymore. As we have a little Vil engagement now, Kasva retreating with the weak Vil, and so does the Fat Dragon. And what the hell is going on right now? Honestly, this is the kind of stuff that you need to do with Goths, right? This is the kind of stuff that you need to do with Goths, because you need to make it messy. You need to delay your opponent as much as possible, because the longer the game goes, the stronger you get. As well. It's a trap. Kasva's like, that's nice that you go into that little place. Here you go. You can stay in there forever. And he's gonna wall that villager in, and that villager's not gonna get out of here anytime soon. No way. Oh, that's hilarious. As that Kasva is still chasing back these Goth villagers. I don't know, man. That was Oh, actually, it's Vivi's fill that is cheaper. I mean, weaker. So yeah, now Vivi is walling himself into that hole. Now he's walling himself in. That's hilarious. And Castle's like, okay, well, you can stay there then. As now Vivi is sending more villagers forward. Both these players have consistently been sending villagers forward and forward to go for Vil fights. What is this? $75,000 tournament, by the way. $75,000 tournament. Just saying. As both scouts could have gotten the kill, but it's Fat Dragon wanted to go for the kill, but Kasva's scout for some reason reacts faster, and oh boy, as now we have a barracks coming up quite forward there as well, something that Kasva does not know about yet, so he doesn't know about this barracks, and that might be some militia, and my god, this game is gonna get wackier and wackier, isn't it? Still one eco KD here for Kasva. Fat Dragon hasn't been able to kill a villager just yet, but because he researched Loom instantly, was 1 villager ahead, so it evens out. As now Kasva is gonna wall in his berries, because he knows that's exactly what the Fat Dragon wanted to do. As the Fat Dragon is putting an outpost right next to the TC. Oh, what are the odds of that? He didn't know the town center was there because he wasn't able to scout properly with that. Oh my god, and now he's there with weak villagers as well. Ooh, the scout finally goes down. Militia coming out, but Kasva is going up the field late, something that I don't think the Fat Dragon is going to be able to do. I mean, there is a point at which your lames are starting to hurt your own economy, and I think we're getting to that point now because the Fat Dragon's economy is horrendous, horrendous. He is not he is on berries, but not with any villagers right now. He's gonna run out of food under his DC. He's not gonna get up to feudal age anytime soon. So the moment that Kasva makes it, you're gonna be up against Frankish scouts, and you can't even make spearmen. I'm just saying, like, that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to deny the berries. He wanted to deny the berries because Franks get that berry bonus, the forage bonus that allows them to get berries quite quickly. This might actually be the first eagle kill for Fat Dragon. No, not so much. As Kasva walls in the villager. Look at the quick wall. Are you absolutely kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? What is going on? Is he seriously Persian douching Kasva right now? Are you kidding me? What? What is going on? The Fat Dragon is just complete bonkers. Absolute bonkers. And Kasva wanted to drop a tower, but that's not gonna go up. That's not gonna go up. So the militia is still running through the TC. Now it is Kasva is getting in the first hit on the town center. My god. Oh my god, what is going on? As yeah, I bet it was gonna be scouts first for Kasva, but he's gonna switch to archers now, and I'm just so confused what in God's name is going on here. As the Fat Dragon might lose a villager there if he doesn't pull it back. That is one brave villager. Yeah, he pays the price for his bravery. Well, I guess it's a Persian douche, except not Persians, and also in feudal age. Militia's still running around, and the first kill for Kasva! Yay! Well, I mean, yeah, not the first kill, but... Oh, actually, he already got an eco KD. Oh, never mind, you got an eco kill earlier. Never mind. Second eco kill for Fat Dragon. Yay! Yeah, but how do you possibly win this still? How would this even be possible? Like, he's gonna shoot down the TC of his opponent, and it looks like Kasva is actually gonna let that happen. Doesn't quite have the wood to build another TC yet. He's heavily on wood right now to try to get another TC up. Has the stone to do so. Has archers to fight, but has no TC. So now Kasva, the player who is in feudal age, has no town center. Now, it is very important, right? It's very important if you're going to do a Persian douche like this, you have to stop. You have to stop them from getting another town center up. But the thing is, I don't think that can be stopped. I don't think that another town center can be stopped. I'm pretty sure that the Kasva is just going to get another town center up. It's also going to get fleshing, which means that if Vivi wants to go for another Persian douche, well, his town center is going to be worse at shooting down his opponent's DC. So, you know. Oh my god. Just the sheer insanity of this series. Like, these players are just absolutely bonkers. I guess that also, like, you know, just kind of something that happens when you fight against the Fat Dragon. This is the kind of stuff that is bound to happen. But honestly, did anyone think that in this game we were going to get to see a Persian freaking douche? As now a militia goes down, another militia goes down. Now it's nice house wall there from Kasva to block that village and a militia. And yeah, this how in God's name can you come back from this? Like, staying in feudal age to combat someone in castle age, all right. Staying in dark age to fight someone against feudal age, how? And the Fat Dragon is just abandoning his home base. Look at that. He's just abandoning it. Abandoning his home base, and Kasva's gonna show up there with archers, gonna be like, let's kill all the villagers that are there. There's no villagers there anymore. Well, I mean, the Fat Dragon is at 169 food. Nice. It's just, you're gonna get towered now, and that's the absolute worst thing that can happen to you is being stuck in Dark Age and getting towered. If anything, Vivi should know all about that one. He doesn't know he's getting towered on the left side. That tower will probably go up as well. Archers making their way to Vivi's base now. They're looking around and they're like, that's absolutely deserted. He probably knows that villagers must be somewhere. These villagers are carrying a lot of food, but they can't drop it off anywhere. There's now a tower, so Vivi's just gonna have to rush that down as Kasva tries to wall it in. The wall of succeeds, fails, succeeds, fails. The villagers can't get to the base of the tower, so this tower can be rushed down. It can. It could be, but then there's archers behind with fletching as well. Something that the Fat Dragon can fight against, and oh my god. He's almost going to click up the feudalates, right? He almost has the food for it, but... As we now have a tower on the other side as well. That tower isn't up yet, so the Fat Dragon could potentially kill that. He could kill that. Oh, but where do you go? Where do you go? He's just completely stuck in enemy territory. What... This game is insanity. It was 1-1, and then we go for a strategy like this. And at this point, you're surrounded by towers. I mean, he's basically in the same situation that the EI would be in. As now the archer for Kasva finds this wood line for Vivi, so he knows where the he knows where those villagers have gone. Only 425 food for the Fat Dragon. Doesn't quite have the food to no, he's not gonna do it, is he? Now we're gonna get a counter douche, towers everywhere. The Fat Dragon is gonna get douched by Kasva, who's like, get out of my game. The tower on the right side does go down, but so many villagers for Fat Dragon going down at the same time. He's trying to stop the douche from happening, but it's outside of your range. And remember, this town center will have fletching as well. So this DC, this Goth DC should go down. I don't think you have the wood to stop that, as the archers from Kasva find that hidden wood line and kill. Well, did they kill the villagers or just run them off? Probably just run them off, right? The Fat Dragon is taking wood over there. Whoops. Yeah, now it's a Persian douche, and look at that. Look at that. Extra attack now, so that's 6 attack versus just 5. Yeah, and Kasva's is probably going to commit to that as well, just keeping villages in there. There's archers on every side. The Fat Dragon still doesn't have the food. Still doesn't have the food to click up to the next stage, and there's absolutely no way that he can possibly win this now. Like I said, there is a point at which YOLOing hurts your own economy more so than it hurts your opponent's economy. As Kasva is determined to keep these villagers stuck in this death trap. This absolute death trap. Archers everywhere. A TC that is about to go down to the pressure. Like, there's no way you can afford the wood, like the cost of wood that you need to repair this TC. There's just no way. Like, it's just... I think if Fat Dragon YOLO'd everyone, including himself. I mean, in the end, I mean, the TC war is still closer than I think. Actually, there's more HP on this town center than there is on the Goth town center. How? There's towers shooting at this TC. There is... What? Okay. This game has been crazy. But, I mean, this is... we're getting close to a point where, you know, we're getting close to a point where there should be no way that the Fat Dragon ever comes back here. Kasva just mercilessly hunting down these archers, which have no armor, by the way, but they don't need armor, honestly. Yeah, and just Fat Dragon is just forced to just run around with his villagers, trying to find a safe haven, but there is no safe haven. It's out of wood now. He's waiting. You know, he's trying to get as much wood as he can, but yeah, he has to run with the vills now. The thing is, there is no way. There's absolutely no way to do this anymore. Just no wood. No wood can never get back on. Can never come back to build another TC. He's trying to keep it up as long as he can, but he just can't. There's no way. There's no way. As he's just trying to rush down the archers, but yeah. And now the Fat Dragon, who Persian douched, I guess Goth douched his opponent in this game, got douched himself, and yeah, it's GG. It's GG. I mean, Ruben Stark's probably looking at this, he's going like, yeah, we've been in this situation before. Trust me, this is GG. This is just frustration. This is more like a... We're just gonna have fun now, because the Fat Dragon knows it's GG. He's just fighting with villagers now. It doesn't matter anymore. What the fuck is this? You say this is good. This is King of the Desert 4. You just came back. Well, you missed a game, man. You missed a game. You seriously missed a game here. I am not gonna spoil it for you. Let's just say that this was a weird game. I mean, look at the Civ that Fat Dragon went for. That should tell you enough about how this game went. Is he serious? Is he seriously still gonna drop a TC here in the middle of nowhere? I mean, you can at least not get douched here, right? That's one thing. You can't get douched here because of all these hills. So it's, yes. Oh, a Persian douche. A Persian douche. Except he's not Persians. But he still tried to douche. Is that TC even gonna go up? Because it's 4 archers now. Kasva is actually getting a normal economy going right now. More villagers dying to this as well. The TC will go up. Again, it can't get... You can't put another TC next to it. So if Kasva was thinking about doing that, as he now calls the GG, because yeah, you're stuck with a TC in the middle of nowhere. What did we just watch? What did we just watch? It started with one laming villager forward, and both players just completely committed to it. Absolutely committed to it. Like, Christ. If you didn't see this game, seriously, just rewatch the VOD. Like, at some point, do it. Like, this series has been crazier than most series. This series has been crazier than most series, but this game has been completely bonkers. I bet Ruben Stock would be proud. As Kasva stole the farms that Vivi had. See, these were Vivi's farms. Oh my god. I think, like, I know you feel the need to lame, right? You feel the need to lame when you're Goths. Because, again, that's the whole thing with Goths. You always fall behind your opponent. Especially when it's Franks, they have solid economy, right? They're going to come out with scouts. They're probably going to destroy you in few lanes. The key is to just survive until you get to that end spam. And at that point, Franks can't really do much against you. When it's a full Halberdier spam from the Goth player, don't think so. But I said at the start that when I saw Goths being picked by the Fat Dragon, that I wasn't really sure what civilization Kasva had that was really countered by it. Because Franks aren't really countered by Goths in the early game. They definitely are way better at the start, man. It's just... So what Fat Dragon wanted to go for, he wanted to go for ultra aggression, right? Ultra aggression to try to stop Kasva from even getting to aggression whatsoever. But Kasva's defense was really solid. Committing with villages in there, getting his boars in so he had the food, getting up the feudal age in time as well. And that was the key. That was the key. He got up the feudal age before his DC got destroyed. That was the most important thing. And after that, yeah, I mean, he just got a TC up somewhere else. Then Deuced his... I don't want to spoil too much for Nico because he still wants to see it. But I'm just saying this game was absolute insanity. Let's have a look at the statistics, shall we? This should be pretty good. Yeah, well, I don't know how that happened, but yeah, this is villagers dying left and right. Oh my god. KD much better for Kasva at the end. Yeah, look at that. I mean, at the end, right, so many kills with archers, so many kills in that fight at the end where he massacred Fat Dragon's villagers. Hey, the fights were just much better for Kasva, and also that was helped in large part because he was in feudal age. He was in feudal age for the longest time. Something that can't be said for the Fat Dragon. He was stuck in Dark Age forever. And honestly, I wonder though. You're doing an elimination round in a $75,000 tournament. It's 1-1. You lost the first game, and then you pick Goths and go for this strategy. I mean, you either have to be super confident in yourself, or you're just a completely YOLO dragon right there. It's so risky, and it did not pay off whatsoever, because now he is behind once more, and Fat Dragon will have to win the next 2 games if he wants to stay in this series, if he wants to stay in the tournament at all. And otherwise, it's Kasva who is going to make it to the final 16, which is really good for him. That is actually a very good result that he is going to be very proud of already, because he is the lower seeded player, therefore he is not expected to win, but expectation and reality sometimes don't coalesce. Often they don't coalesce, you know, so hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for upsets, but it's gonna be a heartbreaker to not have the Fat Dragon in a major tournament as well. And how you doing, the Kiki? How you doing, man? I assume that you just got here. You just missed the craziest game of the tournament. You could probably tell. You could probably tell from the timeline what that looked like. Not a single economy tech. Not a single economy tag. Oh my god. What? And the APM as well. This was mostly villager micro. I guess that counts as economy APM, right? Yeah, it does. See, it does. It does. It doesn't count as military APM whatsoever because Fat Dragon didn't have military. Look at that. That is your eco APM right there. Oh my god. Well, we have a 4th game, so I guess we're gonna go to the 4th game now. Let's see what Fat Dragon is gonna do, because he has to bring out the magic now, because he's 1 behind, and this is a match point for Kasva. So if Kasva wins the next game, he will go on to the next round, to the group stage of the King of the Desert. So, hey, let's go. Man, he goes for freaking goths and goes and it's just insanity. Insanity. Well, that's one for the ages. That's one for the ages. That was hilarious. Oh, whoops. There we go. And let's bring you guys in. Perfect. Welcome to the fourth game between the Fat Dragon and Kasva. Fat Dragon here going for Burgundians now. A more standard pick, I would say, right? Yeah, kind of. Than Goths. So let's see. Burgundians for the Fat Dragon, I like that. And then Huns for Kasva. And my god, if Huns aren't one of the greatest civs ever made, you know, totally no personal bias for that, in me for that. Hint, I love Huns. No, but Huns are a great civ. They're very aggressive, very flexible. Burgundians less flexible at that. Like, you know, for example, cheap cavalry archers are an option here for Burgundians. But they do have cavalier and castle age if you make it that far. And I say if you make it that far, and I mean it, because it wouldn't be the first time that Fat Dragon gets stuck in the age, gets stuck in the age below his opponent. Has actually happened 3 times already, and we're only in game 4. Yeah. Anyways, now what's nice for both players is that there won't be any camels on the field right now, which is a problem for both Huns and Burgundians. More so for Burgundians than Huns, I would say, because Burgundians, of course, lack bloodlines, as you can see in the top right corner of the screen, right there. Bloodlines is lacking. Now, this is a problem against camels specifically, because camels, that bonus damage that they do negates armor. So it's not really armor that you need to kill camels, it's HP. That's why Burgundians, like Byzantines, very weak against camels when they make knights, because they lack bloodlines. That's their biggest weakness there. And pikemen, same problem. I'm telling you, it's bloodlines. That's the more important upgrade to get there, not armor, because that doesn't help you against bonus damage. It doesn't. But yeah, so no camels. That's nice. Now, Kasva, I mean, he has the option to go for a knight spam with the faster working stables for Huns, or for cheap cavalry archers. Those are the 2 things that Huns do best. Yes, they have crossbows. Yes, you could go for long swords. Please don't go for long swords. Don't do it. Don't. You need to keep the Hun name proud, man. Cavalry. That's what they live for. I mean, they don't even build houses. They don't need them. Right, so those are the 2 options that are really big available for him in the next stage. It's gonna depend on whether he's ahead of Fat Dragon or behind, right? Because if you're behind the Fat Dragon, then switching into cavalry archers, even if they're cheap, still a risk. As we have some walls now going up for the Fat Dragon, and those are some far out walls as well. Let's talk a bit about the basis for the players. As Kasva wants to lame again, but the Fat Dragon is wise to this time. He is like, no, that's not gonna happen. And at this point, Kasva, you're bringing the elephant right to the TC for the Fat Dragon. So the Fat Dragon is like, yeah, thank you for bringing that in. And yeah, there's no way that scout survives if he continues with the lame. So Kasva is gonna run away. The lame fails, and now you're down a lot of scout HP. So the first advantage of the game definitely goes to the Fat Dragon. You know, Kasva wanted to lame the lamer boy, but well, I don't think, yeah, Fat Dragon not gonna let that happen a second time. And if this scout gets stuck anywhere, it will die. If it gets stuck anywhere, it will die. And it gets stuck. And boop, there you go. Very nice for the Fat Dragon, because now the scouting for Kasva, I mean, he scouted a lot of Fat Dragon's base, so at least he sees all of this, that's good, but he doesn't see the rest of the map. And that's something that the Fat Dragon can now do at his leisure. No problem whatsoever. And another problem now is that Kasva doesn't know what the Fat Dragon is up to. And do you see these crazy walls? Do you see these crazy walls? That looks greedy. That looks very greedy. Fat Dragon now seeing this barracks going up, something that Kasva, he doesn't know that Fat Dragon just saw that, because he couldn't see that scout. But yeah, Fat Dragon does see this barracks go up, so he can at least prepare for men-at-arms to come in. Yeah, it's gonna be men-at-arms, probably. Oh no, the villager has to run, Loom is not in yet, and the barracks even gets denied. Oh my god. And Kasva's probably like, oh, I'm so close, 1 game away from winning this series. And then this game is just... has been quite rough on him, as Fat Dragon almost gets walled in, but it reacts in time for that one. This villager has Loom, so this scout cannot fight it. Now, Fat Dragon is probably not going to go to Is he going to go to feudal age? I mean, if he's going to go to feudal age, at least his base will be very secure, but there is no hole there. No, his base is super secure right now. Now, let's see what he's going to do. If he's going to remain if he's going to remain in Dark Age or not. If he's going to, like, if he's going to try for some fast castle shenanigans or not. He is a bit delayed, it seems, with the food count. 24 villages, 25. He's housed now, so I guess you might as well click up now. Yeah, there he goes. With 24 villages. I don't think that is fast castle this time around, but it's a nice economy and it's safe behind walls. Yeah, so I don't expect these men-at-arms to be able to get in very easily. Now, well, let's just quickly have a look at the map before more aggression start, because these two players are absolutely insane. We've got 4 wood lines for Kasva. They're quite evenly-ish spread out. These two are on the front are quite nice because they're on the hill. They kind of cover this hill, so your opponent can sit on that. Already walled it off by the barracks, so there's that. Archer range now going up for Kasva, so it's going to be men-at-arms into archers. That was to be expected. Has a forward goal, but has a back main goal surrounded by hills. This is kind of a feature for most King of the Desert 4 maps, that your town center is surrounded by hills, as you can see, which are usually quite close by, and the closer by the better, because if there's gonna be hills, I'd rather have them closer by than further away, because if I wall here, now my wall is on the hill. If the hill's farther away, then my wall is in front of the hill, and that sucks. So yeah. Kasva now finding out to his consternation that, well, yeah, Vivi's still in it has walled up, but because Vivi the Fat Dragon was still in Dark Age, these palisade walls only have 150 HP. Now they have 250 HP, but these men-at-arms are already in your base, so these men-at-arms actually going to get some value. There is a villager still stuck there. Fat Dragon also going to stone now. Walls in that villager, so she should be safe for now. Finish the wall, very good. Yeah, Kasva was probably not going to expect villagers to be up there. Didn't scout there either, so he doesn't know there's resources there. So good for Fat Dragon. Not sure why he's on stone. Probably for some towers. Probably for is he going to go for a castle? Well, I don't know. But in any case, his economy should be really good. I mean, all these eco techs are discounted food wise, right? They don't have as much food cost. Now he's fighting with villagers. Normally, if you want to fight against men-at-arms, that maybe costs you a villager or two, and it's something you can commit to. But remember that men-at-arms have 1 melee armor now. They have 1 melee armor now. They're not as weak as they used to be. They're actually pretty decent and strong right now. As still the fight has gone okay for the Fat Dragon here. Hasn't lost a single villager just yet. 1 men-at-arm down, 2 men-at-arms down. Oh, not a single unit down for the Fat Dragon just yet. This has been a good engagement for him. Has kept his scouts alive to a large degree as well. I mean, they're alive, not very strong, but hey, alive is better than dead. And yeah, the archers that Kasva was going to bring forward were blocked out by a house foundation. Very good. Yeah, for now, 28... Wow, as we have stone walls now from the Fat Dragon. Is this Tim? And I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the player, Tim. And my little brother's probably confused in chat. He's like, wait, what? Why are you talking about yourself? Because he, of course, knows my real name as well. Yeah, it's confusing for me as it is for everyone else, I'm sure. Or I mean, for anyone who knows my name. Because, yeah, there's a Chinese player named Tim, and he tends to wall like this. Stone wall. Like crazy, and I mean the Fat Dragon and Tim are friends, of course, so you know they know each other as players. Wouldn't surprise me if this is an homage to that other Chinese player. And honestly, if you want to go greedy, why not commit to it? Why not commit to it? It's just gonna go for some stone freaking walls on King of the Desert 4 Arabia. Has only forward wood lines though, besides this little sliver of a wood line around this pond. So it's not like his wood economy is gonna be very secure. It has a tower for now to protect himself. Kasva's going forward. Let's see what he's gonna... I wonder what his reaction is gonna be like. Like, I can't see his face, right? Like, if you're watching Memp right now, you can see the player's reaction. Which I'm sure it's funny to see their facial expressions when things happen. I really want to see their faces during that last game. Now he sees stone walls, and he's probably like, oh. Oh god. Yeah, he saw it now. He's like, oh god, no. Yep, that is stone walls. Those are not going to break to archers, so yeah, don't expect to be able to get through here. I mean, this is still a weak spot. This barracks is pretty weak. As we have some stone walls on the other side as well. Not finished though. That house wall is pretty weak. So just saying, if you're gonna stone wall, that right there is a weak spot. that is where if I would try to break through a stone wall, this is where I would send my military. Right at that house. I know there's a tower right next to it, but a few knights could break through this easily. Now, this is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about. All the wood lines are forward for the Fat Dragon. Has only 1 gold and 1 stone in his base. You know, the rest is rangeable. So he is giving up a lot of map control right now, you know, to keep himself safe. So if I were Kasva right now, I would probably just try to get up to castle age myself as fast as possible. Has walled his base as well. You know, nice palisade walls. No problems there. Sweet. Not sure what that was. I think we missed a bit of a scout engagement here. Yeah, okay, there you go. Fat Dragon scout still trying to break into Kasva's base, but looks like Kasva's just gonna wall that out every time that the Fat Dragon shows up somewhere. He's gonna try to hit the gate now. Ooh, I wonder if it's gonna go down because it's gonna take a while for a villager to make it that way. We have wheelbarrow now for the Fat Dragon. As a result, he's now 3 villagers behind, but his economy should be more efficient, as you can see right there. Yeah, Kasva's just gonna is locking the gate just to make sure that this freaking villager doesn't open it, because trader villagers are the worst, are the absolute worst. Now, a market for the Fat Dragon. I mean, this is still risky, right? Again, you're giving a lot of up a lot of map control, keeping yourself safe with stone walls for now, which means that you can't really be raided for the time being. But economy-wise, it's still very equal. So who's going to click up first here? Looks like it's a tight race, but I guess Kasva is going to be the first to click up here. Yeah, clicks up first. Followed 3 seconds later by the Fat Dragon. This is as close as it's going to get, by the way. But remember, all this time, Fat Dragon's economy is going to work way more efficient than Kasva's. Look, see the difference? See the difference? Right there. Now, one thing that is very important to note as well. These stone walls make cavalry archer raids impossible. And I say impossible confidently. Cavalry archers are not going to break through these stone walls. They're just not going to. 10 pierce armor? No way. No way. Just no way. Cavalry archers are not going to break into this base. Which means that going CA at this point is not really going to help you there. So the question what Kasva needs to ask himself, what do I want to do here? Do I want to add my own TC? Okay, well, the question has been answered. It's going to be cavalry archers anyways. Now, again, I don't think that those are going to break through these stone walls anytime soon, because if anything, a Fat Dragon could just get fortified walls and he's never going to break in without siege. Now, if Kasva comes out with a siege workshop and brings out maybe a few battering rams, then maybe, but still, right? Still. Now, there is still some weak spots. This barracks could easily go down. This house is also a weak spot in the wall as well. So it's not like this wall is impenetrable. Remember also that the wood's still a problem for the Fat Dragon. But I think he's going to solve that by dropping a castle first. And then I wonder, is he going to go for Coutelier? Couteliers, or whatever you want to call them. Those are, of course, the Burgundian unique unit, which have a charge attack, as in they basically charge and do extra damage, and after that they are a worse knight. But until then, you know, that's pretty good attack. Let's see, castle on the hill, which will kind of keep your woodline safe a little bit. Now, ideally, you place that castle. See, the true low elo legend would have been stonewalling, and then you place that castle right here, and you stonewall around that as well to expand your base. That's how the true turtle player does it. You know, it's, you know, you add more stone walls as you go along. All the pikemen are jinking away at this wall. They will eventually break through here. So eventually the Fat Dragon will have to deal with this somehow. It's gonna drop a town center now on this wood line. Well, kind of on this wood line. It doesn't really stop this pressure though. Castle will go up. There you go. Very nice. See what Kasva is doing, making cavalry archers, staying on 1 TC for now, because the thing is, if you go for cavalry archers when you hit castle age, you're probably not going to have the economy to go for a lot of villagers as well. So yeah, he's sending those cavalry archers here though, because he wants to break through the wall, but I can't imagine that Fat Dragon is just going to let that happen. And see, it's going to go for Coutelier. Look at that, the unique unit gets a charge attack, so once they chase, look at that, that was one hit right there. You can tell by the attack. Plus 25 attack. That used to be plus 40. It was crazy, right? So once they come in with one, you know, what makes this nice when you're chasing cavalry archers, that the problem is usually that with cavalry is that you don't do a whole lot of damage per hit, relatively. And you don't get a lot of hits as well, because these freaking things keep running away from you. You have to chase them down, right? have to chase them down. And once you finally catch up to them, you can do one hit, maybe at best, and then you have to chase them again. But Custelier, that's not really a problem because, well, that one hit, you pack quite a punch. Say, almost 40 attack. As now a Scorpion comes out to push this pressure, and all that work for nothing. That Stonewall Phonation was down to 1/3 of its HP. And the Fat Dragon is repairing, and of course he is. Of course he is. As the Custodians engage against his army now, most of this is Fuel Age army, so that is going to go down. Kasva doesn't care about that. He's just going to let that go down as well. But the Cavalry Archer numbers are growing. Now this is the risk, of course. I said that Cavalry Archers weren't going to break into Vivi's base. That doesn't mean, though, that Kasva can't spend this time massing CA and then getting a giant ball of cavalry archers that are going to be really difficult to deal with for the Burgundian player, right? I mean, when I said it is impossible to break into Vivi's base, I didn't mean that going for cavalry archers is completely useless. It's not. I mean, the bigger this ball grows, the more difficult it's going to be for the Fat Dragon to do any counter damage to Kasva. Now, the thing is, though, that I expect the Fat Dragon probably will go to a 3rd TC soon here. Only issue there with that is that, you know, there's not a lot of resources in the back of your base. Like, if you're going to do stuff like this, you kind of want wood lines in the back of your base as well, ideally, right? Doesn't happen quite often in this this map generation of King of the Desert, though. As more and more Custeliers come out. I mean, they're a decent knight unit, but as you can see, the base attack is quite low, only 8. It's not a whole lot. It's less than a knight, 2 less than a knight actually, to be precise. So yeah, I mean, for now, Kasva has added. Oh, excuse me. A little bit of a yawn there. Kasva has added a 2nd Townsend there on his wood line because he doesn't want to fall behind too far in the fill count. Although the Fat Dragon, he's housed right now and dropping a 3rd TC. That is supposed to be on gold as well, I guess, but there's still a stone wall there. Now he's going to delete that. See, now you expand your stone walls again. I don't know, but I mean, the town center covers this hole, the castle covers this hole, so he's fine for now. He's gonna go to stone again because he's out of stone at the other side of his base. 56 to 55 villagers. Kasva is actually a villager ahead. Is going to go to a 3rd town center as well. On stone, so he wants to get his own castle up at some point as well. And honestly, good idea to do so. Just to keep yourself safe. A Scorpion going down to the Cavalry Archers now. But yeah, they have to run away from these Custeliers. Because still, if they get close, one hit does a lot of damage to these Cavalry Archers. Because they don't have a lot of melee armor. So this is definitely something to keep in mind. Yeah, 26 Cavalry Archers on the field is a good number for our Cavalry Archer player. As more Scorpions come out. Scorpions are a great counter to Cavalry Archers because they tend to damage a lot of them at the same time. Because these Cavalry Archers tend to bunch up a lot. You know, that's pretty nice. We get Handguard from the Fat Dragon as well, which will make his economy a lot more efficient, even though right now the efficiency of his economy is actually lower than it is for Kasva. Shouldn't be too much lower, though. Both of them have Wheelbarrow. Still for now, Fat Dragon keeping himself ultra safe. Doesn't want to take any risk. I mean, if the last game was ultra aggression, this game is ultra turtling. It's just... This has been the set of extremes. It's never just the middle ground. It's never just, oh, we're just keeping ourselves safe and just hanging, you know, it's just like a normal meta game with standard plays. No, it's always been the extreme. Either it's extreme aggression or extreme defense. It's not in between. That doesn't exist here. No. And we're loving it. We are absolutely loving it. Now, Kasva is actually getting a Vil lead now because he's been producing out of his TCs more consistently than the Fat Dragon. As you can see, the TC idle time for the Fat Dragon already at 6 minutes, right? That's a lot of villages he could have created in that time. Some monks coming out as well, monks which can convert some cavalry archers, but honestly, I'm not convinced how good of a counter that actually is. As now the Fat Dragon trying to break into Kasva's base. Kasva will have to bring back his cavalry archers to deal with that, but look at that, 35 of them, thundering hooves coming down to take out the Custeliers. A monk coming in for a conversion as well. Fat Dragon will probably have to run away from that, and yeah, it's just... This is already a scary mass of cavalry archers. They already have most of their upgrades. I'm pretty sure they have Thumbring as well. And yeah, as we have a TC that Kasva was building, but I guess he hit his villagers for now because he doesn't want to get that denied. Cavalry archers are on the hunt. They are on the hunt here as the Fat Dragon debating the cavalry archers by going the other way now. Besides this DC, I wonder if he's going to try to kill it. Yep, of course he's going to try to kill it. And gets the kill too. I didn't see that stone count jump up. So that means that Kasva lost 100 stone there. No, actually, yeah, he did. He just lost 100 stone. It's now... oh, it looks like the Fat Dragon committing to the fight as well. Or at least committing to a charge. Damaging some of these cavalry archers. But again, the charge cannot insta-kill. It can't insta-kill these cavalry archers. And a lot of them are on the field already right now. As another conversion could come in here. Another block there from Kasva. Trying to block these Custodiers. And yeah, Fat Dragon will have to give up on these Custodiers now. It's not going to get away without humongous losses here. Yeah, from those 20 Custodiers, only 4 remain. And they will have to run away into the desert now to die of thirst. Not actually a thing in Age of Empires, but yeah. Well, one of them is now belongs to Kasva. As you can see, it's nice and red. But what's going on the other side? We have a forward castle now from the Fat Dragon. Wants to drop a castle. The first big risk he is taking, and it is a giant risk because there's so many cavalry archers now. Oh, a giant shot in the middle of this giant ball of cavalry archers. Oh my God, Kasva taking a lot of risk to stick around these 2 mangonels as well. Wanted to snipe it with one of his Custodiers though. Might get in there. Doesn't have to charge attack just yet. So I think this castle in the end actually goes up, and that denies 2 golds for Kasva. That's actually not too bad. That's actually a pretty good castle. Denies the wood line perhaps a little bit as well. Castle goes up as we have another mangonel shop on these cavalry archers. A lot of them are weak now, but not all of them. Well, I can't believe he got that freaking castle up. I cannot believe he got that freaking castle up. Committing to it with that many mangonels was probably the way to go. As we now have a castle for Kasva. He's going to try to wall that in. Fat Dragon now sees that there's a mangonel around that, but the castle is at 92%. I don't think that's going to get denied. Castle goes up, and yeah, that's all good. Villagers are safe. We have ourselves a standoff as we have Kasva going on the way to Imperial Age. Something that Fat Dragon is thinking about. He's almost there. Good evening to you, Gwar. Good evening to you. Or at least for me, it's afternoon still, so good afternoon then. Good you can make it. It's been a crazy set already, man. It's been a crazy set already. And both players going up the Imperial Age here. And I mean, Fat Dragon is going to be a full minute behind Kasva. So when Kasva can get the traps out first. And remember that Hunt Trebuchets are more accurate than Burgundian traps. So they could easily... I mean, that helps them mostly in sniping other traps, not in sniping castles, because the inaccuracy for trebuchets, it always stays within a 4-tile radius, which a castle and a TC and a Wonder are 4 tiles, so can't miss those. As yeah, the Custodiers, again, I'm still not convinced by how good of a unit these are. I don't really consider them a really great unit. You know, there's one thing that kind of scares me here. We have seen so many YOLO plays this series already. And now the Fat Dragon has picked Burgundians. And there is one technology that the Burgundians get from the castle that is the absolute YOLOest of YOLO technologies. I'm of course talking about Flemish Revolution. And I'm curious. I mean, he hasn't gotten any upgrades on his infantry yet. If we see infantry upgrades come in here for Fat Dragon, we could start to get suspicious. And that's going to be, well... That would be something. I'm not sure how well that would do against cavalry archers, though, because I mean, what Flemish Revolution does, of course, it changes all your villages into Flemish militia, which are basically champions with an attack bonus versus cavalry, but they'd still die to cavalry archers. But they can definitely wreck your base. So I don't. That might be more a desperation move, if anything, in this situation. As Fat Dragon raiding the gold on the left here for Kasva. That's good to find stuff like this, because remember, Kasva doesn't have a lot of gold right now. This is it. This is the gold that Kasva has. That's it, because all these golds are getting denied by the castle. So if he wants gold, he has to go out here. So that's actually a pretty important spot for the Fat Dragon to deny. He probably knows that as well, as he's getting all his cavalry upgrades first. One trap already out for Kasva will start trapping down his castle on the hill. And Well, after getting the last armor upgrade, maybe you could consider just trying to charge down that trebuchet. Another castle now on the wood line for Kasva on this side. So now it's 2 trebuchets already out. Not even a single one for the Fat Dragon. So he's probably gonna fall behind in this trap war and lose this position at some point. At some point, right? It's not inevitable yet, but I can't imagine you're gonna hold this up too long. So it's important that the Fat Dragon gets out as many trebuchets as he can, so he can still take, so he can still kill you know, his opponent's castles as well. As we have the Custodians committing to the trebuchet, get the trebuchet though, kill the pikeman as well, but that's a giant ball of cavalry archers. Came at a humongous cost as well. Both trebuchets has gone down, so that's actually pretty nice for the Fat Dragon to keep his castle up for now. Like I said, it's not inevitably dead just yet. Custodians running into Kasva's economy once more. They're pretty good at sniping villagers as well because of that charge attack. They kill those villagers quite quickly. And some eco damage is being suffered by Kasva here. 94 villagers to 116. 14 economy kills for the Fat Dragon here as he's raiding the back of Kasva's base significantly. Kasva stonewalling up the left side, I like that, but there's a hole right there, and I don't think he is aware of that. And so that could still be very dangerous. As we have... Is he getting guilds right now? Wow. I've not seen guilds come in a long time in a competitive game. That, of course, makes market abuse a bit better because it gives you more value for what you sell. It makes it cheaper to buy stuff. A little bit, not a lot. It's mostly selling, right? When you keep selling, at some point there's a bottom price. It's 14 gold for 100 wood, for example. And with guilds, it's 17 gold. So it's a little bit better. A little bit better. In the late game, that actually mattered. But right now, I don't know what's... Cavalry archers are chasing Custodians in the right of you know, the right of Kasva's base. Custodians are still raiding the front of Kasva's base as well. Just... Lots of stuff going on right now, but remember that Kasva is losing a lot of villages. It's below 90 vills right now, only at 121 pop. Vivi is at 154. He's continuously making Custodians from 2 castles, and Kasva calls to GG. He calls to GG. He realizes, with this castle down, he is not going to be able to stop this castle. He can't get the traps out. He doesn't quite have the gold. He is getting raided constantly, and the Fat Dragon freaking does it. And we are going to go to a game 5. Amazing. Amazing. What a fantastic series this has been already. And again, the strategy from Fat Dragon, I mean, the strategy last game was kind of sus, but this one was, hey, it was well executed. You know, committing to the walls, also getting Kasva's scout early on was pretty handy for the Fat Dragon, because that way Kasva didn't know what was happening, couldn't stop it from happening, right? If you don't know what your opponent is doing, you can't stop him from doing it. And then the stone walls, yeah, there was just absolutely nothing that cavalry archers could do. And I told you, cavalry archers cannot break through stone walls. They're just, no way. Archers can do it, cavalry archers can't do it. Unless you're Saracens. Then, you know, foot archers could break through your wall, through walls, maybe. But still, right? Still. And then after that, it looked a little bit tricky for the Fat Dragon. He was up against a giant ball of cavalry archers, but just kept producing this unit. And honestly... Custodier is probably better against cavalry archers than knights. They have more HP than knights. They have the same amount of pierce armor, right? Oh, actually, that's the elite version. Okay, so they have the similar amount of HP to knights, probably. Have the same amount of pierce armor, but once they get close to a cavalry archer, they have this charge attack, which is plus 25 in the Castellate. Which means that with one hit, they take away half the HP for a cavalry archer, whereas a knight needs like 3 hits to do the same thing. And, you know, when you're chasing, you need to be able to do as much damage as you can in as few hits as possible. So going Custodiers against cavalry archers is probably better than going knights, honestly. I'm still not convinced by Custodiers as a unit beyond that, but hey, it worked out really well right here. So this is looking pretty good. Let's have a look at the statistics, shall we? Looking at the KD, look at that KD, 143 versus 85. Remember, when you are going cavalry archers, your KD should be positive because, well, you should keep your cavalry archers alive as long as you can, right? As long as you can, get a lot of kills with them, so your KD should be better. Doesn't mean you always win games, but you should still have a positive KD. So this should tell you that the cavalry archer play didn't really work out for Kasva, and he's probably frustrated with himself as well, because... My God, I mean, this guy was 1 game away from beating the Fat Dragon, you know, who is, again, the top-seeded player in this set. but it's even now, and it could be anyone's game. Honestly, it could be anyone's game. If we follow the trend line, it's gonna be Kasva, but I could still see the Fat Dragon win this as well. So, boy, oh boy, this is gonna be something. It's hang on, let me stretch my back a little bit. Gotta stretch after all. Gotta stretch. That's better. That's better. Yeah, but look at the Burgundian economy as well. I mean, Fat Dragon committed to having more economy early on. Although Kasva didn't fall too far behind with that one. It was only at the end that he started falling behind. Once the castle started going up, you noticed that, you know, the Ville production started slowing down a little bit here and there. Yeah, but more economy for the Fat Dragon, because yeah, Burgundians getting all those decks cheaper, more easily. Therefore, in the potentially in the age before that you normally could get them, say you could get the Feudal Age Wood upgrade in Dark Age if you really wanted to, which is actually a good investment, I'd say. Yeah, Vilmax for Fat Dragon, like Kasva never got beyond 101. He started falling behind around 80 villagers here and there. Yeah, everything has just been so equal between these two players, so it's just been fantastic. So I am oh, we have game 5. Wow, I was just gonna say let's have a look at the draft for and see what civilizations the players are gonna go for. I figured they might take a short break because it is the match point for both of them now. Whoever wins this wins. Period. Like whoever wins this goes on to go to the group stage. So that's this is going to be an important game. Expect this one to last long. I can't imagine that players are going to resign early here. Now, I mean, if you saw the Fat Dragon not resign the third game, you know it's going to take a while. Kasva probably resigns before the Fat Dragon would, but not in this game. Not in this game. This is what it all comes down to. So let's go. So we have an error message, of course we do. And here we go. No, stop speeding forward. I don't know why that happens. Anyways, welcome to the 5th game here, the last game of the first set of the day. Kasva here has gone for Sicilians, and Fat Dragon has gone for Khmer. So both 2 cavalry civs, basically. 2 cavalry civs for both of these players. Now remember, whoever wins this game goes on to the next round. So this is going to be one heated match. And I honestly don't really know which civilization I necessarily prefer. I guess Sicilians, right? I think Sicilians are probably a bit better than Khmer, but Khmer have a better economy potentially than Sicilians. So, I guess it depends on how the game is going to go. It depends on how the game is going to go. Because Sicilians, I mean, have lots of great options. They are definitely less vulnerable to counter units than Khmer are. But Khmer have great economy. There's always elephants on the field as well, on the menu as well, if you want to go for that. Great heavy Scorpion siege as well if your opponent dares go for infantry. So I don't know. We'll see. I expect it's just going to be knights for the in the meantime, though, in the mid game. Now, unlike last time, I hope it's not going to be too lamey and too weird. So I have some time to talk about the map this time around. Looks like I have 4 wood lines for the Fat Dragon here. They're all, save one, they're all forward, as you can see, 1, 2, 3. And this one is kind of to the back, and it's of course the smallest wood line of them all. Has another wood line in the far back, but that is quite far away from your town center, not where you want to take wood at first. Fat Dragon now, you know, luckily for him, right, he's pushing in his hunt. He's been doing that most games as well, and one game he got lamed as a result of that because his scout was out of bounds, or at least out of position. But this time around, if he's pushing all of this hunt in, you know, he will be there to protect this rhino if Kasva tries to go for a lame, which Kasva has been. He's been laming a little bit. You know, he was probably thinking about it maybe again, but now he's going to just push in his zebra. He doesn't want to lose his scout like he did in the last game, because that is a big disadvantage. So honestly, I can't expect, I wouldn't expect players to take a lot of risks here now, right? I mean, it's game 5 of a $75,000 tournament. You want to make it to the next round. I just do not see like all those the YOLO plays. I mean, like picking Goths, for example, on Fat Dragon's Bard, or trying to lame, right, for Kasva. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of that this time around. It's just too risky. It's too risky. You cannot lose. You cannot make a single mistake now. Not a single mistake. So we'll see how this is going to go. Anyways, I was talking about the map. We have a back gold for the Fat Dragon. This is actually not too bad a map to try to go fast castle. And if you can get the wall up on the right side, this giant wall up, then the rest is relatively easy to wall. Also, remember, all the hills are behind your walls, which is better, right? If you wall here, your hill is right there. You could shoot over the wall with archers, and you have the hill bonus. It's historically accurate as well, because that's what you would do. You would build walls on hills, not behind hills, where the hill looks out on your wall. That makes no sense. It happens in Age of Empires all the time, of course, because sometimes you just don't have a choice. But ideally, right? And again, as for Kasva, he has quite an open front, as you can see. All his wood lines, has 4 of them as well, are to the back, as you can see. So all these wood lines can be, well, could potentially be saved depending on how he walls. If he walls like right there, then the front of his DC, and then walls between these wood lines, then all this wood in the back will be safe. But it's a lot to wall on the front. Has a wood line in the corner as well for that. His gold is forward though, and that is a tricky gold for Kasva. Look at that. And oh, look at that. Vivi sees that. He sees the gold. Oh, don't run into TC. See, knows the TC is there. Very good. Gold is right there. Fat Dragon is aware of this now. He will be thinking about that. There's a hill right there, and this is as bad as a gold gets. But Kasva has some options, right? All these secondary golds are quite in the back. Not the case for the Fat Dragon. His secondary golds are both quite far forward, and this one is even on the other side of the hill, which is just peachy. Peachy. But has a safe gold, and Kasva now sees that as well, so he will know that at least. So hey, it's every base comes with its trade-offs. I don't think there's a single perfect base in existence, except if you're the Viper. Because for some reason, that dude has the map hacks. That looks weird. That's because of the hill. Anyway, let's see what we can expect. I should expect scouts from both players here. I mean, I can't imagine they're gonna go for anything else. I'm not seeing anyone on gold. Not for the Fat Dragon either. I mean, with Khmer, you definitely want to go scouts every time. Now, there is one thing with Khmer that I've talked about before, and it's probably gonna happen here as well, which is you don't have to build a barracks in order to build a stable. As you can see, you can just build a stable. You know, you can build any building regardless of whether you have the prerequisite building. So you could build a market without a mill. You could build farms without a mill. You could build a siege workshop without a blacksmith. You know, stuff like that. You can go up the next age without getting 2 buildings. And this is a nice bonus, especially on Arena when you want to go fast castle. It saves you some time. You know, you can get better fast castle times as a result. However, when it is a scout war, your opponent is likely to put spearmen on the field because they have to build a barracks. And as you can see, Kasva sending forward the spearmen, and this is going to be a problem for Vivi. I've seen this happen too much, where the Khmer player in a scout war doesn't have a barracks, right? Makes some early farms with that wood, doesn't have a barracks. As a result, can't win any scout engagement. So the Viper used to be more lucky with maps in the past, though. It was really ridiculous for the longest time. Yeah, I know. I just remember, especially like in the HD version, like that dude kept getting great generations, and it happened so much that it just felt like it almost was a hack. I mean, he was just... I mean, I think it's also a part of that is that the Viper, with his skill level, could make any map look good, right? That's the thing as well. As, ooh, Fat Dragon gets the scalp, but then hides his villager. Very nice. Very nice. Of course, with Khmer, you can hide your vills in houses, which is pretty sweet. A pretty sweet bonus. Makes it easy to keep your vills safe. But remember, these spearmen right there, you can't do anything against these, except fight with villagers, which, again, Kasva will be fine with that. It's still idle time on the part of the Fat Dragon. I'm just saying, in a scout war, when the enemy makes spearmen, you're nerfing yourself if you don't make a barracks. I think it's really risky. Oh yeah, I agree. Like for me, like I don't mind Viper having skills. It's great. I mean, I love watching him play as well. But tournaments are a little bit less exciting when it's more a tournament of who's gonna take a game of a Viper, and instead of who's gonna, is Viper even gonna make it to the top 2? You know, that's That's more exciting to me. That's why that Red Bull Wololo 5 victory felt so meaningful, because people didn't think he was going to make it to the top 2, let alone beat Leary, right? In Red Bull Wololo. That was why it was so meaningful, and I think that it was the same for him as well. Besides, honestly, if the Viper can perform well today, after playing so much Age of Empires 4, that will be really impressive to me, by the way, because coming back to this game after having a different set of hotkeys, it's quite tricky. Well, Fat Dragon is doing some good damage, I'd say, some good idle time with his scouts, you know, just running around Kasva's base. Kasva's base is very open, so is Vivi's base, by the way. Both players deciding not really to wall. It's kind of funny how players decide kind of arbitrarily not to wall. Like, I basically wall every time I get the opportunity, you know, unless it's really messy. But, you know, I'm just kind of like, why not wall, right? But yeah, sometimes pro players just like play completely open and they don't wall whatsoever. It's kind of funny how that happens sometimes. Now Kasva is standing here. You can see whether Vivi will go to gold or not. So now you can see it. These are on stand ground though, otherwise they would attack this villager right now. That's a lot of scouts from the Fat Dragon though. Not a lot of spearmen to defend. The Fat Dragon does not have bloodlines though. So taking his fight against the spearmen is tricky. It's tricky, but the spearmen have gone. All these spearmen are forward. I mean, remember, sending spearmen forward is a risk, but actually one spearman still doing work. That spearman got 3 kills. Look at that spearman. He is the MVP right there. Look at that. I mean, he might not look imposing with his tiny spear that wobbles around, but this guy just got killed 3 scout cavalry. So you know, he can brag to his friend like, yo, did you get 3 kills? I got 3 kills. And oh boy, a second stable. He's gonna commit to the fuel age again, isn't he? He's gonna. I think both players are. This is just gonna be one of those games where players just commit to the fuel age, and it's gonna be all out aggression. As yeah, the Fat Dragon is fighting with villagers, but he could also hide his villagers in houses here as well. As Kasva is still. Might actually get a villa here if Fat Dragon isn't careful. Should probably just maybe wall in this wood line from the back as well a little bit. Something. Sends in his scouts to keep himself safe, but the thing is now you're chasing your opponent's scouts through your base, which is not ideal, of course. Armor now going to be in as well for the Fat Dragon. Bloodlines coming in, and my god, players are committing now. Yeah, Kasva's getting bloodlines as well, but he's behind in the upgrade, so he can't fight this scout mass yet, because these scouts already have attacked. They have armor now as well. Oh, don't take the fight. One scout going down for each, but Kasva has to be careful here. You don't want to lose your scout mass now. Like, this is we're getting close to a land madness scenario where both players are just gonna go full on the scout war. But the thing is, that is something that should favor the Khmer player. I mean, when you have this many farms working for yourself, 23 farms, your food count should skyrocket. I mean, look at that food come in as Fat Dragon hiding his villagers in his house, because that's what Khmer houses are good for. And if you're Khmer, just build some random houses around your resources, right? So you can always hop into those houses when the time calls for it. Bloodlines is in for the Fat Dragon, which gives his scouts 65 HP instead of 45, so they can definitely take fights here against these scouts from Kasva, which now have most upgrades, but they still lack armor, so they will still lose in the end. But one thing that is still a problem is these damn spearmen. It's these darn spearmen. I mean, what, like, these scouts, now that they have full upgrades, can fight spearmen to a certain degree, but still, when you get an engagement like this, as soon as the spearmen make it, then the Fat Dragon will lose the fight. And that is what I've been talking about. Like, any scout war where spearmen are brought to the mix, you're going to lose that. Because spearmen do so much bonus damage versus scouts. It's, you can actually tell. See, cavalry, 15 extra attack, right? That's basically bloodlines in one hit. I'm just telling you, like, it's still risky play from the Fat Dragon. It's risky play from the Fat Dragon, which is why the KD favors Kasva right now, as far as as you can tell right there. As the Fat Dragon fighting a little bit with villagers, yeah, but now deciding to hide his vills in his houses so they can't be sniped. One of them went down though. The first villager kill of the game, by the way, for Kasva. Yeah, exactly. Like, what you also want to do is, right, you leave some spearmen behind to protect your base, so you can go forward with your scouts, because now the Fat Dragon is constantly chasing his opponent through his own base. He's not attacking Kasva at home, and Kasva clicking up to the feudal age. and the Fat Dragon's not going to be there. And it's going to be the same scenario as the first game. And the Fat Dragon has proven that he can handle that. But remember, the first game, your scouts were cheaper, right? As Kasva now getting armor on his scouts as well. Making a lot of spearmen, and again, if you make a lot of spearmen to protect yourself, there's not going to be a whole lot of room for the scouts to really do any damage. As the Fat Dragon is committing to feudalate. This is going to be at the next 2 minutes are going to be so important, so freaking important, as the scout numbers for the Fat Dragon slowly grow here. But Kasva, halfway to Castle Slate, still has a nice number of spearmen as well. The Fat Dragon is gonna have to spam a whole lot of scouts here if he wants to make up for the fact that his opponent is about to be in Castle Slate. And I mean, that first game, he got back into the game. He stayed with Kasva, despite being behind to the next stage. But this is game 5. This is a whole different puppy. And it's so important right now that he is able to do damage. Because the Vilcon is dead even. If it stays even, then the Castle Slate player will have a huge advantage as well. As Fat Dragon finds a hole in the wall! Finds a hole in the wall! Gets into the wood line! This is exactly what he needed! This is exactly what he needed! And Kasva is trying to run away with the villagers. Villagers are going down right now. 1, 2, 3, 4 villagers going down already. 5 villagers going down. This is the kind of stuff that the Fat Dragon desperately needed. An attack like this. What a good bit of luck there that there was a hole in the house wall. I was looking at it, I was like, there's gotta be a hole there. There's gotta be a hole there. And there was a hole there. Yeah, you can tell. You can barely tell here. And now the Vilcon is 47 to 40. The wood line has been denied for a while, and that sets back Kasva just a little bit. You know, this is the kind of stuff that you desperately need, because now Kasva is going to spend all his time dealing with this army in the back of his base, which means that the first knight might not go to Fat Dragon's base, although Kasva is not going to make that mistake. Not going to make that mistake. He's sending his knights straight for it, because if he keeps them at home, then, you know, he's just going to squander his early Castle Slate advantage. But some villagers have to be quick walled in on the goal. This Fat Dragon is just all over Kasva right now, raiding his farmland as well. More villagers are dying here and there. The Eco KD is now firmly in the favor for the Fat Dragon, as the knights for Kasva do make it to the Khmer base, where there again isn't a lot of spearmen defending, and now he built a barracks. Oh, now he built a barracks. And he should have built a barracks earlier. That would have been really nice. Yeah, he has clicked up the Castle Slates now. After doing that damage to Kasva, I think now, you know, you will be able to defend yourself a little bit. Has towered his gold as well, so there's that. You know, you can hide your villagers in your houses right there. Very nice. I think he will make it to Castle Slates without taking too much damage, but he's going to be behind in the knight numbers. This is the one concerning thing, right? You're behind in the knight numbers, and unlike any other civilization, you can't go camels and pikemen. You can't go camels because, one, you can't make those, and you can't go pikemen because, well, Sicilian knights kind of resist that. They take half the bonus damage there. So that Fat Dragon running away with his villagers now. Still a bit on the back foot. Has run away with these villagers as well, hiding them on the left so that Kasva can't fight them. He sees these villagers here, so he will try to kill that. She is definitely going to go down. More villagers kind of dying on the wood, and like I said, I mean, Kasva, despite getting that attack in on that wood line for the Fat Dragon, he's not out of the woods yet. Now makes it to Castle Slate. He's gonna try to spam some knights right now, but this gold is denied for now, so it's important that he gets his knights out fast, and maybe some spearmen as well to protect. But where is the army? Where is the military count? Where have these scouts gone? Scouts have gone to counterattack. Ay, ay, ay. But if you go to counterattack while your own base is getting destroyed, then yeah. Light Cav upgrade coming in as well. No knights on the field just yet for the Fat Dragon, because he can't really afford that right now. He's getting a monk as well, but now he is the one getting destroyed by Knight Raid. These knights are +2 attack. They do very well against spearmen because they don't take any damage from that whatsoever, really. At the same time, the Light Cav making it into Kasva's base. Kasva will have to hide a bunch of his villagers into the TC. But the Vilcon is now 32 to 44. The KD has completely shifted in the last 5 minutes. 18 villager kills now for Kasva. And Kasva now finds the gold. If he finds the gold, oh god, this might be GG. Oh god, this is not looking good for the Fat Dragon. Oh, what a heartbreaker too. What a series this has been, but the Fat Dragon, even despite getting in on the wood line, taking a whole lot of damage right now. It's 28 villagers to 45. It's looking very dark for the Chinese player. Not looking like he is going to be able to really deal with the pressure that's coming in. Being behind the castle is just such a big problem as the scout, the light cavalry go down, and the Fat Dragon calls to GG. Well played, and Kasva is gonna go to the next round here, and I bet he must be so elated. I mean, I wish I could see his face. I bet if you're watching Memstream right now at the same time, you could tell me what it looks like. But man, the underdog prevails, and well, honestly, from this series, I wouldn't say Kasva was necessarily the underdog here. I think these two players were very close, very evenly matched. But Kasva, in the end, winning the day by going up the castle faster. I think this comes down to that weakness that Khmer have, where players are inclined to where they are inclined to not make a barracks. Because at that point, scout fights you take against spearmen and scouts are going to be worse, right? Are going to be worse. I know Sicilian scouts resist spearmen, but still, even if you just use your spearmen against their spearmen, it's fine. And as a result, Kasva could stick around Vivi's base much longer than he would otherwise have been able to. And all the fights in late feudal age happened over here. As a result, Kasva wasn't hit as his own base could go up the castle age, something that Vivi couldn't do. Then he committed to feudal age, got in on the wood line, yes, but then the knights came out. There were no walls in Vivi's base whatsoever. His wood lines were quite bad as well, as you can see. His wood line was running out. He had to go to this wood line, which wasn't very safe. And I couldn't protect his gold. It took a while to go up. Maybe making, maybe doing what he did the last time around, like just making a shit ton of spearmen, right, to just counter the knights and force the Kasva to run around a little bit. They might be spearmen, they might still be Sicilian knights, but you still don't want it to be fighting spearmen. You want to be killing villagers like he did now. Yeah, and then at that point, Fat Dragon just took too much damage there. It was never going to be a good game here on out. Just military control and villager control for economy lead for Kasva. So it was very much GG. And what a series this was. What an incredible series. 5 games for 1, but the games were absolute insanity. Oh man, now I'm going to be sad to see the Fat Dragon go. He will not be continuing on in King of the Desert 4, of course. He was one of the invited players, so it's a shame, of course. It's a shame, but hey, the best player must win, and in this case, it was Kasva, and I think Fat Dragon is probably going to be kicking himself for trying to go Goths in the mid game and then going completely YOLO and it not working out. If he had just gone, with a normal strategy, maybe this game would have gone the other way around. Maybe he would have won the 3rd game, then Kasva, and then Fat Dragon again. Who knows? Who knows? We will never know, because it is Kasva going on, and he can be proud of his performance. So congratulations to Kasva, and good luck next time, of course, for the Fat Dragon. Let's have a look at the statistics real quick here before we, because we have some time probably between this and the next set. Man, I didn't even have time to update the score, man. So, whatever, we'll just ignore that for now. Looking at the KD, yeah, look at that KD, 66 to 29. And that was already a positive KD for Kasva in the feudal age, I'm sure. Just having those spearmen out makes it so difficult for the Khmer player to engage anywhere properly. It's so difficult. More economy, yeah, lots of food collected for Khmer player, but not too much more. But look at the gold difference. Crazy. Way more resources when it comes to gold. And that's what the knights come from, of course. Obviously. Yeah, once again, the castle time for the Fat Dragon, 27. It was castle into GG basically this time. That wasn't the case last time around. He actually survived really long, but I think the reason for that as well was he got walled up more, so he could defend choke points with spearmen instead of allowing Kasva to run all over his base, right? Yeah, it went to shizzle really quickly there at the end, and also sending your scout cavalry forward instead of defending your own base, that just sped up the process as well. So yeah. Man, GG. This was a good game. This was a good game, man.